Good evening, one and all. It's the middle of the week, it's Wednesday, and of course that's the moment the stream is going to start having a lag issue. Okay, hopefully that's not going to happen twice. Let's get us going, shall we? Let's get us going. Seriously, that's the second time now when the moment the stream is supposed to start, just 100 or so frames vanish. This is so weird. Anyway, that aside, first of all, Mirrorlay, thank you very much for gifting a sub over to the community, going straight to, is that Death Scythe Sin. Alright then, Mirrorlay, thank you very much for that. Absolutely appreciated. Cheers indeed. Shout out to Split Second Lag. Yeah, it's getting a bit silly. I don't know what's causing it. I get absolutely no feedback from the program whatsoever. It just goes, and that's it. That's all I get. Which is not very helpful, but all the same, it's fine. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, don't remind me that it's Wednesday. A little bit late on that. It is, in fact, Wednesday. In fact, we're getting very close to Thursday. And you know what comes after Thursday? Friday! And so the week continues. It's funny that. All the same, welcome everyone, and yes, this is a Rhino U spot, because I've been doing a little bit of digging into Raw and Eclipse, and comparing, contrasting, seeing what works, what doesn't, what can be fiddled with. I have submitted a bug report that I discovered in testing it. There is a pretty serious bug with Eclipse at the moment, serious enough that I won't go into the details of the bug, because I do not wish to promote an exploit. So suffice to say, that could get in the way of things a little bit, but who knows, maybe I can make a video out of it, maybe not. We'll see. But
how dare you
yeah.
show me and add Twitch? It's been 20 months, you should have learned by now.
I mean, that's one way to get you to hit that resub button, isn't there, Airsoft? 20 months indeed. Thank you very, very much on that. I do appreciate your continued support. Cheers indeed. And look at that, we've already got a hype train ticking off there. So if any of y'all wanted to get in on that, it's got 4.5 minutes to roll that through, set up the hype train, get extra emotes in the process. I don't know how well it really communicates that, but that's part of the whole reason of the hype train is you get extra emotes, if that matters to you. But yeah. Warframe books are extreme, you don't want to talk about them, it's Wednesday already. I mean, it is Wednesday, and yeah. I mean, it's not the most extreme bug, but it is... I personally would consider broadcasting the bug an exploit. So I won't broadcast it, I won't give details on that. I have submitted the report to DE, and hopefully that doesn't turn into abuse, is all. What will I be testing about Eclipse and Raw, and what we start talking about first after the EDA? Yeah, so EDA comes first, and then I'll be going through Eclipse and Raw and the comparison between the two. Yes, indeed. I'm saying, if I had any money left over, I'd throw it at you. Well, I appreciate that, thank you. I see you are already subscribed, so at least you don't have to worry about on that side. You don't have to worry about ads getting in your way. Yeah. Bug report, care to share? Nope. I've submitted a bug about Eclipse, and that's all that I am sharing on it, because broadcasting it would be considered an exploit. This is not a bug which we go, oh, come on, DE. Now, this is a bug where we go, okay, yeah, no, this... If I promote this, this is clearly me giving people a way to exploit the game. I'm not going to do that. Absolutely not, no. And not like a small bit. I'm talking this would be... No, I actually can't say any more because I don't want to hint towards the issue. So no. No more on that one. Just Eclipse is a bug, I can't tell you. Or rather, I am choosing not to tell you, on the basis of what the bug is. So, let's head on down to Deimos. Let's go to Sanctum Atomica. Let's see what have I got for Elite Deep Archimedea this week. You'll notice I said Deep Archimedea and not Deep Archimedea. Yeah. Better not here until it's fixed. Exactly, yeah. So on the video it's paying? Yeah. Yeah, so I have got Warframes, Wukong, Oberon, Zephyr. Weapons on the primary slot, Lankric, Seltris, Stephalos. I've got Kitgun later, Zakti. I've got Matter to Eden, Dual Carriers. Got Fractured Armor, Abbreviated Abilities. No Operator, no Necromech. And less ammo. And a sneeze, apparently. Okay. Don't often sneeze on stream, but there we are. Have I met any Equinox Prime users? I have Equinox Prime. It's one of my most used frames. But yeah. Thank you, Selmir. So yeah, ammo deficit rules out the Exceltra instantly. That's just not happening. That is absolutely not happening. Even if it weren't for that, I'd look at the Exceltra and go, maybe not. But with that, absolutely not. So that leaves Lacrosse Stephalos. Stephalos I don't really like as a weapon, and given the assassination, I don't know if I want it, but I can try it. But I think really my winners here are going to be the Jewel Carriers and the Kid Gun, because I can go Spore Lacer. And Spore Lacer handles itself pretty well. Spore Lacer does handle itself pretty well, so that could be a good shout there. Now, we have got the option of going for Wukong. Wukong does have survivability, all those bits and pieces going on. Oberon doesn't really have anything that amazing, but we can get some massive bleed out bonuses on it, so that's something we could throw in there. And then we've got Zephyr, who can be massively defensive in general. Anyway, thanks to Zephyr's, I forget the name of it. Turbulence? I think it's Turbulence. Those might be my best choice. Yeah, I don't think it is, honestly. I don't think it is. I mean, just this entire slot is just pretty much out. But yeah, so Oberon's got some potential there, certainly as supporting a team. D have nerfed, understandably, have nerfed the fact that Oberon can have infinite bleed out, or rather used to be able to have infinite bleed out. They fixed that. So we can't just bleed out tank the assassination mission, which would have been ridiculous. That would have been ridiculous. But, so yeah. Probably going to go for the Wukong, but Zephyr is up there. I am also thinking this might be one where I go, you know what? Ability durations reduced by 75%? Maybe not. I think this is a week where I'm looking at this and going, I need to kill one of these. I'm going to skip the Vosper because that is a nasty, nasty, nasty one. That is really nasty right there. Is Deep Archimedea assassination mission under Steel Path rules? No, this is not a Steel Path mission. This is Elite Archimedea. It does get increased hit points on enemies, but it's still not Steel Path. So if you're thinking, can you do a 60i? No, you can't. Okay, so I had low duration on Nova, which forego 5 feet was painful. Yeah. A friend of mine had Nova with low duration as well. Like, where are my null stars? Yeah. Well, it's pretty quite log it is say, isn't it better to use a weapon or Warframe instead of turning off the modifier? Yeah, so I could do that, but I want to engage with the actual challenge more than just cheesing out a Warframe like Revenant or Dante or whatever else have you there. So rather than just bringing a meta item, I still want to engage with the challenge, and I'm taking out this one thing here, which kind of gives a middle finger to all these Warframes. That's the way I'm going about it. Still address the gameplay. But if that all goes tits up, then I could just use Revenant or Dante or someone else like that. That's the fallback plan, really. So, with that in mind, I'm going to need to get bits and pieces together, and then, as well, anyone who wishes to join in, send me a message in game, the Engineer. First 3 people will be brought into the squad, and we'll take him from there. So we got Solomir, we got Josu, I think it is, Josu. Let's go with that. Let's try a Zephyr run first, just because I don't really use a lot of Zephyr. There we go, we got our 3, let's invite them all in. That's LU for our final slot. Beautiful. Alright then, I am going to go the Stephalos because I'm using Zephyr. We'll up that side. There we go. There we go. So yeah, I have got the Stephalos here. I've got it galvanized up, all kinds of bits and pieces on it. It's currently set to Heap Viral, and honestly, Heap Viral might just do the trick anyway as is. So, majority heat. That can work. I can roll with that. I am going to switch this over to dexterity, however, because melee is going to be very helpful as well. Why do I have a normal form on instead of form in prime? Because I equipped it whilst I was down in the simulacrum just to switch a weapon and cause a loadout to refresh. That's all. Not everything is a big deal behind it. Spore Laser will be my go-to for secondary, and this is currently set up for Rad Cold or Rad Viral. Honestly, that sounds brilliant. That does sound brilliant. I can stick with that. It's not a lot of Rad, but it's enough Rad for it to be useful. I will switch the Merciless again over to Dexterity. And then for the melee, it was Dual Carriers, right? I think it said Dual Carriers. No adapter, let's fix that. Let's go... that's the question. That is the question. I could go for the exposure. I mean, I could go Miller Influence and try and set this up for status. Don't know if that's going to be a smart idea. But I could try and go for that. Let's see. We've got Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, Gladiator Might, Organ Shatter, Quickening, Spring Loaded, Pressure Point, Molten Impact. So let's swap Pressure for... Oh, can't do that just yet. Alright. Well, first, let's put Electric in here. You know what? Prime Pressure Point's fine after all. I don't need to go Condition Overload. This will be fine. And the rest of that, honestly, it's very standard, but standard work. So I'm just going to sit with that, to be quite honest with you. And then Zephyr, hopefully I have a nice standard, easy to work with build. Got my Turbulence there. This is the reason why I've said Stephalos. Because projectile flight speed. Projectile flight speed is going to increase the range on the Stephalos considerably, and so make it a much more workable weapon. So that's why I'm safe to use that here. Stick with the Nullify, stick with the Energize, because if no energy, no safety, so that's kind of a big deal. And the rest of it is fine as is. Honestly, it's just kind of carrying that. Hello, Moon. Merciless doesn't give you damage without kills. I think you're replying to someone because you're not atted. Now I've got to remember that Ken is a YouTuber and he's got all the guns. No, I haven't. I don't have all of the guns. That is very easy to disprove. There are plenty of weapons I don't have, and that's only looking briefly at the ones down there. Doesn't have a Stug? I have a Stug. Unfortunately. I have a Stug. Actually, true, no, I don't have a Stug. I don't have a Stug, do I? No. Does hitting Zephyr Tornado trigger Stephalos passive? No idea on that. Absolutely no idea. How long did it take me to get Arcade Energize? I got it when we had Scarlet Spear. How long that took? I can't remember. But yeah. Stug is a must-have? Disagree. Right, did I grab all the right weapons there? Yep, dip. All set up. Excellent. So we're saying, good news, we're going to live forever. I have Revenant. Oh, excellent. Also got a Fentis to watch out for buffs. Fair enough then, that's brilliant. What else we got here? So we got Revenant, Wukong, and a Varuna. Interesting. And look at the weapons here. Little Shorty. A level 36 weapon. I guess we'll find out what that is. Along with all the rest here. Alright. Alrighty. Scarlet Spear S++ tier event. I don't know if I'd rate it that highly. There are a number of issues with it, quite frankly. However, the rewards it gave out were nice, and the story that it developed, for those of us who got to experience it, was nice. Which in the process ranked down the event for the fact that they made it so story significant and then just took it away. That's not great. If they took away the rewards and said, right, that's the big rewards, and now it's just going to be a small thing you can always access, okay, but no, they took it away entirely, and okay, that's a big part of, you know, the new war. That is kind of a big part of it, but sure, alright. I've jumped over here and I don't need to yet, I need to be over here to start it. Let's try this. Will the earthquake just stop? Well, sounds like Daitai is having a bad time somewhere. Spectre Kali. Oh. Cheers. Okay then. Just re-verifying. Stephalos, Zagara's Gift, Julkari's Prime. Zagara's Gift is properly equipped, isn't it? With recharge. Because that is important. Yeah. Okay. Come what may, this is what we got. This is what we've got. Gargoyles try and Plague Star better. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Plague Star, and Gargoyle's Cry was basically go do the same assassination mission. Though you've been doing anyway. I really don't know on that. Alright, whole bunch of energy. Whack on the jet stream now. Try out how the Stephalos feels with it. Okay, maybe I should get some melee kills first. That might help me out here. Okay, so now I've got some melee kills. I've got some bonuses. Is this going to achieve absolutely anything? Okay, the Stephalos is battle crap. I burned through basically all of the ammo. Yeah, Stephalos is battle crap. So, how about Zagara's Gift? If he does better. I mean, granted, these are level 376 enemies. You could. Oh god, that says. Ah, no! I do not like that. I forgot they were here. Luminous. Yeah, it's a kit gun on level. Oh, they're split up. Yeah, good point. It's a kit gun on this level, so you don't expect it to be amazing, but it can get some work done. And it recharges its ammo, which is very, very valuable. But Stephalos, no. Stephalos is just bad. I don't know why it's so bad, but it is bad. The heck? Is kit gun worth it? You never tried it? Oh yes, kit guns can absolutely be worth it. The Catch Moon, the Spore Lacer, the Thermos Blazer, and Gaze are all very good kit guns when used in the right places. Let me just focus on killing this. There we go. Let's just hover for a bit. Seeing as I can fly, why not? I mean, I've got the power. Use it all. Tombfinger and Rattleguts do have their places, but they're not as powerful in the current meta, I'd say. I would like them to be better, just like I'd like the Gaze Primary to be better than it is, but at the end of the day, they are kit guns. They're not supposed to be the most overpowered weapons you'll ever get. For how early in the game you get, for how cheaply accessible they are, they're pretty decent. Can I melee whilst flying? That I cannot. Okay. Yo, Elwolver, thank you very much for subscribing. Up on tier 1 for 10 months now, my dude. Thank you very much on that. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. And they said no splitting up, but I feel like I had been split away from. I don't think I was the one doing the splitting. I will cut my way towards my allies. Oh hey, it's an Eclipse. Let's just chop it for a bit. If I put the tornadoes here, will that help? Probably not, but I've cast them. And it's down. Beautiful. And there's Luminous. Do you think it can use Hemorrhage? It can. It can. That's about all I can really weigh in on that one, yeah. Just like Delivery Melees? Yeah, similar to Kick Guns in terms of keeping up surprisingly well for an early game item, yes. I'd say the Delivery Melees are perhaps a little bit more ridiculous in just that you can access them day one, near enough. Whereas Kick Guns, you do need to do a bit of standing grind to get the full value out of them. It's just basic standing grind. That's pretty damn cool. Bring up some tornadoes because I can. Now, I heard that people were struggling with this mission, but especially thanks to the overpoweredness that is Revenant, I think we're doing just fine. Yeah, I think we're doing just fine. Tito's also sword early, right? But that's a different conversation at that point. I mean, at that point, do you want to start listing off all the early frames? I'm specifically talking about Kick Guns. Okay, someone did go down. When a friend and I ran this, we failed our first run because of lack of damage. Everyone came in with bad weapons. Yeah, that can do it. Having nothing but terrible weapons, you do need to look at some way to counter it. So that's where you either take the abbreviated abilities and then bring a meta weapon, or it's where you look to use your Warframes for enhancement to some other manner. You have to work around what you've got. That's the challenge. The challenge isn't just have enough stuff that you just walk in and win. Oh yeah, I can't switch to Operator, so I can't heal that way. I need health. There we are, I've got some health again. I'm Luminous. Oh hey, Voidrig! Hello, Voidrig. I'm just gonna hack and slash until you perish. Is that okay? Oh, or it can fly. That works too. I guess I'll just Spore Laser until it perishes. I mean, I can fly as well, so, you know. You're not... Ah! There's two! Okay. I will fly even higher then. You're not special. I can fly. And a little bit more. Oh, recharging. There we go. That's dealt with. Where was the other Necromech? I don't think I can see it from here. Which is fine with me, honestly. I'll just nuke other stuff. Do bombing runs from the sky because Zephyr. I don't think the Luminous can actually threaten me up here, can they? Because they're stuck on the ground. I control the skies. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Nothing is the answer. They'll just have to go for someone else. Which works for me. Is it just you, or did Bone Widow seem easy to kill than Voidrig? Maybe. I wasn't really comparing them here, but maybe. Voidrig can set up effectively Iron Skin. Bone Widow can't, so that could affect it. Let's just keep carpet bombing everything because I can. I haven't even kept my turbulence up, I was careless about that. This is how much just being in the sky defeats a lot of enemies. You go up, and they just kind of go, oh. Okay. I guess. It's brilliant. Recharge. And let's just nuke the ones down here. Zephyr Doobie Bob. Yeah, Zephyr is a very capable frame. Grab the endo because I can. I know it's only 45, but it was there just taunting me. I wanted it. I would like if Zephyr had a little bit more vertical control whilst flying. Yeah, the fact that I can't ascend and descend in this mode, I have to cancel the flight to do that, kind of sucks. Oh, that's a void rig. Okay. How about I go this way? There we are. Wiggle my way through. We've only got 20 odd seconds left, so yeah. "15 seconds. We've easily got enough life support, so it's just a case of not dying. Seems like Zephyr similar to Titania? Similar, in that they both go into the sky. It's about that point where the similarities end. There we go. Let's dash my way out of here. I tried to hold cast that. Hello. Never mind, we're fine. I was going to hover at the end, but it's fine. Okay, and we got ourselves melee arcane adapters. That pays one I used on my melee just now, and got an Archon shard. Lovely. So the next mission is the mirror defense, which is good because I can defend. I would very much like to have some energy, but there's no operator to assist on that. Sorry, did that say press 5 to switch to Necromech? Yeah, we can't transfer. That's not an option. Alright, I need energy. I have energy. There we are. I can now cast area control, and we are good. We are in control of the map. You probably think players will just press 1 to ascend using Zephyr. That's the thing, it's not ascend, it's shoot into a long ass direction. Which is not controlling a flight. Are we doing the Necromech? I'd recommend against it, because we don't need it. I don't have good weapons to take down a Necromech. If you have sufficient, you can guarantee you'll do it right, you can try it. I don't have it, so I'd rather not. Think about, how did they get in? Huh? How do you access your Necromech? I'm missing a beat here. Oh, you probably have transference block turned off. Right. Derp. Makes sense. Makes sense. They just didn't pick that modifier. Yeah. There it is. LEU confirms. I was going to say, I was a little confused on that, but nope. That makes perfect sense. Keep our tornadoes going. Hotfix incoming. Alright. Well, we can still do this mission, right? That doesn't... Oh. Hang on. Because we finish a mission then start another one. Is it going to allow us to do that? Has that just screwed our run? Well, I guess we're going to find out. We're doing science today on something I didn't even want to test. Will this screw up our run? Let's find out. Not ideal if it does. This takes quite a bit of time, all told. Should you treat Zephyr as a weapon platform or caster platform? Well, Zephyr isn't a caster for damage. Zephyr is crowd control support. Alright, let's have a look at what this is. If you didn't already know, when saves wear red. Added a new risk variables and deviations. Okay. Gold Saw is now in Hoxwares and Cetus. Alright. So we got new risks coming in. Gold Saw is mildly more accessible. Actually, probably a lot more accessible. New risks? Yep. We'll see what they are in the patch notes once we're done with the DA. I need to keep this up. I need to keep this up. And 1 minute, fixed a bug where you'd stop meleeing. Oh cool, that's good to have that fixed. When another player in the squad uses transference, is that what was causing it? Someone uses transference was ending the auto melee. That's wild. That's wild. Like, how do those two even interact? Yeah, I actually feel bad for the whichever engineer had to figure out how that happened to fix it. I saw suggestions maybe it's related to taking damage, or if it's a timed thing, but someone going into operator mode is the cause? God damn. I'm going to say no because I had the issue while playing solo. Then maybe there's more to it and they're just telling us the short detail. Alright, so we need to remain in our mission. Our mission which is timed and is going to end itself when it chooses. We'll see how this goes, won't we? We've still got to do the assassination after this. That could be funky. I mean, we've got Revenant with the Mesmer Shield augment. We'll be fine. So long as Revenant casts Mesmer Shield, what could go wrong? Move to Oracle. Just gonna bound all the way across. Beautiful. Little seconds on the clock. Now we're gonna do another 2 waves. We've got another 2 waves to go. Let's try and grab some more of these to repair it. Two more. Are there 2 more? There are 2 more up here. There we are. That gave it the health it might need. Let's just spread a little bit more of this. Okay, my auto melee was stopping there. That's cool. And I'm not client, I'm host. It's funny, we talk about the auto melee issue, and then it happens. Re-up this and that. You refuse to do the boss mission in Deep Archimedea without being Rev and melee. Fair enough. You have fun with that then? Am I actually getting much in the way of kills? Okay, I have got a decent number. I wasn't sure, I'll be honest. But it looks like I have got a decent number. Which is good. Do we know what red text says? Pretty much that there's some new risk variables added. Auto melee is being fixed. Hawk is selling the stance for the Ghoul Saw. And there's going to be more in the patch notes, which we can have a look at when actually updating this game. Need to re-up this. Deployment complete. Update. Restart to update. Yep, which we can't do because we're in the middle of Elite DA. I really hope it doesn't screw up entering into the final mission. I really hope. Because otherwise we'll have just gone through this for nothing. Which, whilst not exactly, you know, difficult, that would still be annoying. Elite DA? Yeah. Elite Deep Archimedea. I know they call it Elite Archimedea rather than Elite Deep Archimedea, but like, it's still... Yo! That is not a sound I've heard in a very long time. Hang about. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen to have a look at what I just heard there. Yo, whoever BDB. Enjoy yourself that lovely shiny mug you just picked up. Wonderful. Wonderful. I still don't know why it sometimes just shows initials, unless that is the anonymous version. All the same. Yas. Whoever grabbed it, I don't know which mug you grabbed, but enjoy. And this is the one time I'm not even using one of the mugs on stream. The one time it's in the... They're all either in the dishwasher or just I didn't pick it up, basically. That's about. I'm doing alright. Hope you're doing well yourself. Hey, there we are. Hit 500 enemies for the week. Lovely jubbly. Come on, you resistive little piece of shit. Perish. Yeah, single target these weapons aren't too amazing at the moment, but when there's groups, melee influence. Raw Eclipse is better. The answer to that is your question is incomplete. And I'll cover that more once we're done with the DA. Hello, Derpy Doo. How many of my own merch mugs do I own? So I own the original Kentonir design. I have the 2 prototypes of the Snek with and without the slogan. And then I have the improved versions, which are the ones which are actually on sale. So in total, 5 Kentonir mugs. Which, fun fact, is also as much as one person bought in one go, so there you are. Sometimes it do be like that. I'm doing alright, Happy Dude. In the midst of this, then we got a hotfix, patch notes, and then we can go into the Eclipse stuff. Fair enough, Marty, that's fair enough. One for each workday? Not quite like that, Ground Ladybug, but yeah. I'll usually have 2 or 3 on the go at a time, because there might be like 1 or 2 with me in the office, and there'll be 1 downstairs next to the kettle. So someone can easily make 1 tea, and I'll just take that and put the other one back. And then just cycle it through the dishwasher. It's easy enough. Alright then, so there we got the Archon Shard. Not sure what the other reward was, if we got it. Are we going to go straight through, or is it going to complain? Is it going to let us pull this off? Okay, loading in. Whole squad is loading in. This looks promising. Okay. What are your main survivability tools? You're not dying right now, it's crazy. So my main one is Turbulence, my 3rd ability, which I'll turn on when I've got more energy. But the main one is that someone in the group used Revenant using Mesmer Shield, which is basically just easy mode for this game. Like, no two roads about it, it is just easy mode, the Augment. It's kind of bonkers. That's not an Amphitrium. There we are. Alright, Amphitrium is seeking. Let's grab some of these eyes. And this one is already done. Excellent. Off to the next spot. I'm going to grab... Actually, I won't grab before we get there. We'll just go there. Have I tried Guardian with Manifold Bond? Pretty much universal invincibility with enough kills. Guardian with enough... I'm not sure exactly what combo it is you're on about. I don't memorize enough of the different options to comment on that right now. Set up a little bit of crowd control. Grab ourselves all these eyes. Is that all of them? Wait, we've only got 2 rings. 2 zones active. Is there another one we can open up? I don't see another one we can open. There we are. This area is exhausted. Off to the final one. Heavy lag on stream? Oh. What's going on? Oh wow, that is bad. Why is this happening? This never used to happen. Something has changed and I don't know what. I'm in the middle of one of the highest level missions in the game. I can't do tech fiddling right now. Stream, just work. Why is it trying to broadcast 20 megabits? It's set to 6. How? Stabilize, or I'll just have to kill the stream. Well, that works. Okay, telling it to stabilize works. Right, it seems to be stable now. I'd love it if things would just work. Minutes of delay? Yeah, these... Hey, can we get a mod to just pin a message of refresh your stream? Does it affect the VOD? It does, Marcitos, yeah. Because the VOD is what Twitch receives. It shouldn't? Well, it does, Gorilla, because of what I just said. Alright, I'm gonna... I just wanted it to be clear when I'm hovering. There we are. So I can hover above everything and just go like... There we are. Pin this message. Unable to pin message? Bullshit. Pin the fucking message. There we are. Ugh. Trying to do tech stuff whilst also in literally the highest level mission of the game. Sure. Can I get some height above this? There we are. Okay, well, it seems to be back to normal. Yeah. It should be now. Yeah. The serious light show? It is a bit, isn't it? Ow, and I'm on 2 hit points. So Mesmer Shield does not protect from these things. Wonderful. If that Mesmer Shield goes down, I instantly die. I will be knocked out of the sky the second it goes down. All I can do is just spam my shots into you and hope it's enough for everyone. Because I don't know how I'm supposed to just deal with those, other than avoiding them as best I can by flying. I don't exactly have any kind of defense against it. Isn't this one of the few bosses can ignore abilities? Kind of, but that's not the threat here. Mesmer Shield will still give me Inborn, and I'm above its nullifying fields. If it even has them on this form. I am running low on energy because I'm too high above the energy orbs. Let's just scoop them all up. And then return to this guy. Yeah, I'm sure our Revenant is doing nothing but using Mesmer Skin. Well, that's janky. Re-up this once again. I am low enough down now that I can pick up energy orbs, so that's useful. Well, fortunately I'm inside of that bubble. That weird floating knock back and drop down. This is pretty much just keep shooting at it until the game allows us to leave. That's basically what we've got here. Wait for game to permit us to go home. I mean, I could probably shoot it with the Cephalos and get the same experience. Except for the whole, you know, running out of ammo. Okay, no, the Cephalos is too bad even for that. Never mind. I just realised I'm also doing this without dexterity active, so I should probably get a few melee kills. Okay, that did it. There we are. For what little damage increase it does, I have it. We get bounced, and then go back into hovering. These things over here take no damage when no one's close. I can get up close to carpet bomb them. Yeah, this is straight up a bullet sponge. We just have to keep shooting it until the game says otherwise. Re-CC everything. And just keep hovering around it, shooting. I'm aware there is an update, Warframe. You did it in the middle of a really long mission. You're just going to have to deal with it. Re-up the tornadoes to keep the ads away. Gonna get bounced. And it's defeated. We can leave. Yeah, Revenant overpowered. Revenant was the sole reason I'm alive there. Let's be real about it. There is nothing else keeping me alive in all of those explosions, other than Revenant. Because Immortality OP, who knew? Dante could too. Dante could, but that wasn't my point at all. I'm not about to list off every source of immortality. Wukong, am I a joke to you? In this case, yes. Wukong was not keeping Zephyr alive. Yeah. Alrighty. I got 2 melee crescendos, did I? Alright. On top of the Archon Shard, on top of the Entrati Lanthorns. And 20 of the Phosphor. I mean, fair enough, fair enough. Also, I don't know why it put me here. I expected to go back to Sanctum Anatomica, but there we are. Alright. Let's switch ourselves to mission and update the game, shall we? But that is Deep Archimedea done. Time to read them patch notes? Yep. Let's get a hold of those, shall we? Warframe. Update notes. Anti-unbound. And as soon as I click the thread, it signs me out. Why does it do this? That's a bug they can do with fixing. I load the forums, I'm signed in. I click the thread, it signs me out, and I have to sign back in and reload the forums. I don't get it. But it is what it is. I'm also glad that I didn't try to exhaustively list all the risk variables and deviations in my Deep Archimedea video, because they just went and added some. So go figure on that. Just go figure. Alright. Let's get the game signed in first, and then we'll have a look at what's changed. There we go. Hotfix over here. And switch the screen around. So there we are. No, not you. You. There we are. Right then. As a continuation of server upgrades mentioned in previous hotfix, we've upgraded matchmaking present servers with this hotfix. Some players in South America, Central America, and Southern US states may notice reduced server ping times. Okay. Furthermore, new servers may improve matchmaking and present performance in other 4 other NA players by distributing the load more evenly. That's cool stuff. That is some cool stuff, I suppose. New mission risk variables. Bold Avenger. Enemies deal minus 15% damage and take plus 15% damage, but gain plus 15% movement speed, attack speed, and fire rate. Sure. I feel like 15% isn't really that much of a detail. At least when it comes to the damage numbers, but the movement speed, attack speed, and fire rate, you'll feel the difference. That's an interesting one. Devil's Bargain. Allies within 4 meters of slain enemies gain plus 25% fire rate at the cost of minus 50% ammo efficiency. Okay, that's something to watch out for. Entanglement. Allies within 4 meters of slain enemies endure reduced movement speed and particle velocity. Notice how they account for that as well as movement speed. Commanding Culverins. Rogue Culverins equip weapons that deal 5 times damage to Overguard and Ecomex. I guess. Alright. Explosive potential. Rupturing fragments replace shuffling fragments. No idea what that is. And Alerting Arcanids. As rogue Arcanids charge attacks, they pull Warframes towards them. Fair enough. Fair enough. Guys, you don't need to read the patch notes to me. I will be getting there. New mission deviation. Unified purpose for disruption. All enemies target conduits. Oh. This is replace parasitic conduits. While originally listed in Dante Unbound patch notes, I felt it didn't quite fit the core disruption gameplay, and instead we've added this. So how does that work? Because conduits don't have hit points, they just have one thing comes to it beeping and exploding. Alright. Sure. General Deep Archimedea changes and fixes. Reduce Vampiric Luminous energy drain from 50 to 25. Fix the sealed armor, causing rogue Culverins to not self-destruct. Cool, I reported that one recently, so I'm glad that's been fixed. Fix Necroid's monologue after backing out of the screen being heard regardless of where you're on Sanctum Topica. Sure. And Fractured Armor not having a HUD buff indicator. Wait, what? It did. I had that in the mission just now. Must have been not the word temporary. An intermittent issue. Fair enough. Not sure what's going on with that one. Changes. Stances available from Hawk. We saw that in the red text notes. Cool, cool. We've also fixed the mods. In Ghoul Richter's drop tables having a 0% drop chance. That is helpful. Steel Path Incursion mission on Hover Tooltip in Star Chart now shows Steel Essence reward. Fair enough. Optimizations, nice to have. Fixes. Xmas kills not counted towards Ruvox Evolution 2 challenge for clients. These client issues, always fun. Was the mission before the update? Yes. We did deep Archimedea. Hotfix deployed during the mission, so it was happening before the update, yeah. Fixed a bug where clients stop auto-meleeing. Continuing to investigate other auto-melee issues. Okay, so it's one of the issues. I'm surprised there's multiple on the same issue there. Curious. Fix case where the Gruzzling may spawn below the floor. That's not helpful, yeah. Fix the performance synthesis of Smartest Junction not being marked to complete for players who've made it past that stage already. Alright. Fix Ghoulsaw not blocking damage from ray trace projectiles. Weird. Fix parrying attacks with melee causing the reset on status effect river mod challenges to fail. Weird. Fix clients with a router gaining combo count by shooting teammates. How? Who found that one? Oh, I'm going to start shooting my friend to gain combo. That's a weird one. Okay. As you do. Fix the damage increase from Zada's Whisper unintentionally applying twice on the Fenmore and Latem's Devouring Attrition perk and the Felox's Devastating Attrition perk. Okay. That's taken them a while. That has really taken them a while, hasn't it? What? Does he announce when things are actually considered bugs, or only when they fix them? Because that is slightly kind of wild to just kind of throw that out there. After all this time, after all the discussions around it. It's over a year. It's since their release, Gorilla. So, it's a release of Angels of Zariman, which Angels of the Zariman came out 27th of April 2022. It's almost 2 years to the day. We're 3 days away from 2 years on that update. 3 days away. And now they come out to it. And I mean, it had been around for so long, as it still seemed buggy, yes. I absolutely say it still seemed buggy, but the fact that it got left for so long without any kind of acknowledgement of it? Because I don't remember this bug being acknowledged as a bug. So that's, yeah. They've removed it and brought it back several times. No idea if it's intended. Yeah, it's never really been intended, is my understanding. I mean, if I go to the Fenmore page, because the Fenmore update notes should have it on the wiki. Let's see here. Scrolly. Patch history. Oh god, there's a lot for it. Script error. Transmutation. Script error. Stat application. Configs. Scrolling through. Skins. Evolutions. Headshot perk. Quick swapping. I'm going through all of the details on it. Well, not a listing there. Okay, so it's been unintentionally fixed and unfixed multiple times. But no listing according to the wiki. Curious. Alright. So I should say, maybe DE devs needed builds and read up on the interaction finally? Nah, they were aware of it. They were absolutely aware of it. For a very long time. But, yeah, that's... It just... For something so significant, it feels like not having communication ahead of time is an odd choice. Even just to declare, this is a bug, it will get fixed. It's odd. Mirror saying, I believe the augment for Banshee Sonic Boom came out 2015. Now they changed you can't arm strip without the augment. So 3 years not so bad to fix a bug. Well, here's the thing. The issue with Banshee, I don't think that has been around since the augment came out. Fairly certain it's not been around all that time. Fairly certain it's not been around all that time. That was a shorter lived bug. Will they fix Raw and Status Double Dip? Sambaid, first of all, I'd say no, because faction affecting status proxy is a very long-standing thing. But aside from that, as evidenced with this change here, we don't know if things are a bug until DE fix it, is the main takeaway here. We don't know if an interaction's a bug until they go, oh yeah, we fixed that, by the way. Fixed it? It's been in the game for 2 years. There are people who've started the game fresh and gone all the way to endgame in this time. Here where? This one at least feels like a bug, but still, here where? Fix being unable to hover kit gun stats. Umbra with a orbit mod. Regaining sentence during transference, okay. Fixed Arbiters of Hexis operative in defense missions. Falling into the player spawn elevator and becoming invulnerable. Weird. Fix the glass on Gara and other things having very bright looks. Word Warden missing some stuff. Being able to answer Dante's variant without having completed the quest. Curious. Fix players who were playing Voxelaris quest getting mismatch issues. Clients not being able to load in places. Skirt on something. Offsets. Lack of collisions. Nara's negation orbit mod description. Oh, just description, okay. More cases of entering things. Texture bug. Bug about epic packs. Crash at startup. And a script error. Okay, cool. Alright, so the main takeaways then basically come down to new risk variables, new deviation, Liminus is slightly less punishing, Pulverians will actually self-destruct now, bug I reported on that one. Stance mods available, and Automeli is getting some fixes, Fenmore, later Felarks have all been nerfed. And then the rest of it is kind of neither here nor there in terms of interest. Cool. Defscore saying they literally advertised it doing the double dip when talking about it versus Eclipse on stream. Yeah. But then also this bug is... This thing has been in the game for 2 years. Almost to the day. So, go figure. Just go figure. Rainier say, I love how the stance becomes viable right after I sell my Ghoul Sword. Well, looks like you can get a new one. I mean, it's not really that amazing a weapon, so if you don't, you lose nothing. It's not that amazing. Fair enough, Miralabe. I didn't think the armor strip of that augment was around for that long. Could have sworn it wasn't. Lady was saying, wild to me they didn't fix the Azata thing when they changed the arc on one shot. A valid note, but yeah. It is what it is on that one. It is what it is. Just like with the rest of all this, it is what it is. But, yeah, it just feels odd that it's just in the middle of some fixes. For something so significant, it's just buried in the middle of all of them. It's an odd choice to me, is all. Hey ho. It is what it is. Let's get back to the frames of war themselves. Oh, yes, indeed. Right then. So, as per the stream title, we've done the Deep Archimedea stuff now. Let's update that and just go Raw versus Eclipse, because that's what we are doing now. And let's grab ourselves, just as a placeholder for the moment, Rhino. I do want to quickly pop over to DA, make sure it's properly marked as completed, given that we did it during the update. Just want to verify that real quick. What's the optimal MR rank for starting Sealed Path? There is no such optimal rank. It is a case of, once you have access to it, try it. And if you suck at it, find out what's missing in your build and fix it. There is no optimal rank. Cool, yeah. I was about to say it didn't recognise that one though, it's because I changed Warframe. So yeah, we have got those rewards. It agrees, they've been received. That's fine then, that's all good. So, while /San uses the wrong peaked, just letting you know there, mate. Let's talk about Raw and Eclipse. On the whole topic of nerfing of long-standing things, Eclipse in the helmet system did get absolutely slammed in the most recent pass on it. Previously, when you had this subsumed, it would give you up to 150% at base values before you apply your strength to that damage increase. Now it's only 30%. And the reason this makes such a lot of hubbub is because that puts it alongside... Can I just... Is there a word I can search to put them side by side? I don't think there is. I don't think there is. No, but Raw is the other one, which also does a 30% increase. The thing with Raw is that it applies twice to faction... twice to status effects, because it's a faction modifier. It applies it to your abilities, not just your weapons, and it applies it to your entire team all as one, rather than just yourself. Damage increase incidentally does not bring up Eclipse, which says damage increase. So I guess we're not searching the stat rows. Go figure. So yeah, Raw versus Eclipse. Now, the easiest parts is that if you've got Rhino, you use Raw. If you've got Eclipse, you use... if you've got Mirage, you use Eclipse. If you have any inkling of switching those two around for any reason, I can tell you categorically the answer is no, don't do that. Mirage's Eclipse on herself has 200% base damage, which 30% Subsumed Raw cannot keep up with. There is nothing, absolutely nothing Raw can do to beat that out of Mirage. And likewise when it comes to Rhino, as much as the difference numerically isn't that far apart in comparison, Raw at 50%, Eclipse at 30%, firstly, Raw is stronger, so why are you putting on Eclipse? Second of all, even if you're like, oh, but Eclipse can be used for the damage reduction, it doesn't affect Rhino's Iron Skin, at least in my own testing, so there is no reason to do it. And Evie came out with that very thing whilst I was still talking. So yeah, you just know. Merlin saying Mirage will run Raw on Eclipse of the... Explosive of the domain builds, but that's kind of niche. I suppose there is that aspect there to it. Do they have any synergy? I know there is on the Prism, but I don't know if he added it to Explosive Legerdemain. It'd be nice if they did. Yeah, it's not showing any kind of synergy on the wiki. Yeah, I guess that one is the slight edge case. Fair enough. Never done deep Archimedea. Are there any frames that are better than others for it? Yes. That is, however, an exceedingly long question and should really be thought about on your individual parameters and missions. So, the short answer is yes. The longer answer is the whole point of it being an endgame mission is you're supposed to kind of understand your frames at that point. What's the equation for additive versus multiplicative damage scaling? That is unfortunately an incomplete question. There is no one equation for whichever bit you're talking about there. It doesn't really work that way. If you're meaning how do you apply things additively versus multiplicatively, well, one uses a plus sign and one uses a times sign. And then the rest comes down to how is it actually implemented. Yeah. It's not a simple thing to answer. Grossly, no damage reduction powers affect Overguard to best of my testing, which has been so far pretty extensive. Yeah. Overguard is meant to be pretty much just what you see is what you get, is the general design. I think it works with things which would reduce the damage enemies deal, rather than the damage you take, but I'd need to test that to verify. I think that's the way you get Overguard to survive longer. Weaken the enemies, rather than buff yourself. Now, there are cases, believe it or not, despite Raw having team-wide effect and double dipping on status and applying to abilities, there are cases where Eclipse subsumed is better than Raw subsumed. There are some cases, and I will admit they are relatively niche, but they do exist. One of those such cases is very simple. Raw is additive with faction damage modifiers. So if you have, for example, a primed Bane of Grenier, or even just an unranked Bane of Grenier, giving you merely 5%, your direct damage with weapons then is going to be better with Eclipse than with Raw. But only the direct damage. Only the direct damage. I am going to be going through this in a video, covering the numbers in more depth, but basically, status effects continue to be Raw's domain no matter what. Pretty much forever. But if you are just using direct damage, or if you're mostly focused on direct damage, and you have a faction modifier, then Eclipse is going to be better. But here's the thing, faction modifiers, they come from 3 different places. There's the obvious Bane mods or equivalents of them on different weapons. If I search Grenier, you got your Smite mods, Expel mods, Cleanse mods, you got your Bane mods. Your second source is your Rivens. And as we can see on this one, oh, not that one, I want more of a positive. So this one's giving me a 33% bonus. This one, again, a 33% bonus. This one, 39%. And then some of these are just unranked, so it's hard to say. Likewise, Corpus. Do I have one that goes really, really high? Probably not. 48% bonus. I think the absolute highest you can get it to is something like 90% on a Riven. Which is very high, but also very niche. Because that would be a 2 positive, 1 negative, 1.5 disposition Riven. So yeah. Miralabe, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs there. Going out to Elsefia? I think it's Elsefia. To Kablooey Krebs, to Robin is Whelm, to Time for That Gaming, and to Vordello. Miralabe, thank you very, very much on that. I do appreciate the 5 gifted subs to the community there. Anyone who got one of those, make sure you say thanks on that. Oh. Cheers indeed. Now, the third place you can get a faction bonus to your damage is actually down in a relay. Once you reach MR30, or if you just hang around people who are MR30, there are 6 relay blessings. Everyone knows about the credit one, the affinity one, the resource drop chance booster. People are less aware of the health, shield, and damage bonuses. Sorry, it was not my fault. My cat jumped onto the desk and tipped a paw at the point with the gift button, so I was forced to do it. Oh, I see, Miralabe. I'm sorry if that was not something that you intended to do there. I shall have to say my thanks to your cat for figuring out the whole process of doing that. Cheers, Miralabe. So yeah, the damage bonus here. So it says increases damage dealt by 25%, which again is the shorthanding the reality of the situation. This is a 25% faction damage bonus. So if you're doing just direct damage with your weapons, you're not caring about status damage, just the direct damage. Say you're using corrosive or radiation, and you have this activated, then Subsumed Eclipse will give you a bigger damage bonus than Subsumed Raw. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. That right there. I'm not going to activate that right now, so don't mess with testing and forget that it's there. So there are some cases in terms of damage where Eclipse works out in your favour. Not a huge amount, but there are those few cases. But there was one that I need to test. One that was the case, but then changes and changes and changes have happened since. And I want to verify that it is still the test. And for that, I need to grab my Bop Bip Kuva Crunch. There are a surprising number of people who think this weapon is real. I am concerned for the sanity of every person who comments something along the lines of, "Oh, you had Bop Bip? Oh my god, you get a Kuva Crunch? How do I get a Kuva Crunch?" No. No. That's not how this works. What do I mean, real? I think, yeah, we are, yeah. You figured it out, girl. You figured it out, yeah. It's a crunch, but it's not Kuva, and it's not Bop Bipped. This was never, in fact, owned by a Grenier. It's just called that in reference to Bop Bip. So, with its not a shabby ribbon, actually. Crit chance, crit damage, attack speed. It's a shame there's no negative on it, but that is. Ooh, alright. Does the Eclipse bonus factor into status once or not at all? Once, because faction double dips. Eclipse only single dips on it. So it's just once. So, this Exodia Contagion, last I checked, double dips on Eclipse. And to test that, let's grab ourselves a good old Mirage. Mirage with a beautiful 398% damage bonus. And let's see what happens, shall we? Let's see just how ridiculous this gets. Also, let's buy some of those.
Curious.
There we are. Let's do a quick little bit of testing, shall we?
Where would the sanctuary be without?
At this rate, when are we getting the kit good equipment for Warframes? We got the helmet system. What are you on about? You've already got the ability to mix and match parts. Right, let's not have a butcher. Let's have an Xmas unit. Hopefully they'll survive. If not, I'll have to nerf my weapon. I'm probably going to have to nerf my weapon, to be quite honest. But let's test with a single basic swing. Wow, that was a lot more damage than I was expecting there. Okay. This is gonna... I'm gonna need to nerf this weapon. I'm definitely gonna need to nerf this weapon. That was a heck of a lot of damage to say. I had no combo or anything built up on it. So, let's just do that. I think that's gonna be for the best. Sorry if I asked before, just tuned in. What do you think of Zarda's Whisper plus Incarnate Nutrition fix? I think you mentioned it in the Synergy of a few of your videos. I did, yes. Very simply on that, I'm surprised DE, after 2 years, decided to fix the bug, and I don't remember any messaging from them saying it was a bug that they were looking to fix, which is weird. Does it change anything? Yes. It means that using Zarda's Whisper on those weapons is no longer worth it. By and large, it's just not worth it on them now. Straight up. Alright, now massively nerfed. There we are. So 242 or 775 or 726. Wait, what? 242, 775, 775, 242. Okay, looking good. Yeah, Raul 10100. Thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome to the channel proper, my dude, and enjoy a lovely blue sub badge. Oh. Cheers. Alright, I'm going to need to get a notepad so I can keep track of notes that I will need to note for this. It was 775 on a crit, or 242 on a non-crit. Beautiful. It's off to a start there. So then, if I Eclipse buff it, we should see those increase by almost 5-fold. 1205. And I think that was a headshot. 3857. I'm just going to verify those numbers. 3857 divided by 775. 498%. Perfect. 1205 divided by 2402. 498%. Perfect. Okay. So that is working nicely there. Might want negative combo duration for consistency. I'll be fine. This is basically an unmodded weapon now. So next thing is that. And that is going to get a little bit awkward to test. I kind of want to only test... Okay, let's see the damage over time. Maybe that's good enough for testing. Or if I can go... No, I want the direct hit. I do want that. Damage over time, 242. It is just like the basic hit of it. So that's good. It's a 100% modifier. Yeah, we see the crit at 775. Okay. So now if I eclipse that... 6001, 19206. That was a little bit bigger. That was a little bit bigger. We went from 242 damage to 6001. Which if I square root that, is 498%. I had a 2,480% damage bonus there. What? Why? So Exodia Contagion double dips on Eclipse. I did mention this in my Exodia Contagion guide. Exodia Contagion double dips on Eclipse. If I get that headshot there, did I land the headshot? Can't tell. Don't know if the headshot even matters on that. And you can see the damage numbers this is throwing out on an unmodded weapon. So let's take that a bit further now. Let's just up the power on that. Grab this back. Let's install a melee arcane adapter. And let's give it a melee exposure for a whole bunch of corrosive. I think that'll work for us. How do melee headshots work anyway? They're headshots, but with melee. They work otherwise as expected. They're melee headshots. So let's grab that there, and then... I am missing a mod. What mod am I missing? I was testing things earlier. That's what it was. We had that on there, and then something in the V polarity. What could I have had here? It wasn't that. Was it this? It's probably that. Well, I could go for that. Just get even more strength out of it. Do that for now. Afternoon, how are you doing? I'm doing alright, thank you. Hope you're doing well yourself. So, if I go damage buff... Yeah, so that's a little bit more damage, isn't it? That's just a little bit more damage. Also, did Worm try to proc me? I could have sworn Worm tried to hit me with some coal just a second ago there. Alright. Now I think I have a build a little bit more suitable for this. Ah yes, there you are. Let's give that a try. Oh, I missed it. I killed him. Sorry guys, I was supposed to pay attention to him. I accidentally just killed him outright. Let's do this at a little bit more distance. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. I need something tougher. I need something even stronger. I don't know if Exogoxad offers as strong enough, but I can spawn one. They don't have a lead variant, so this will have to do. Well, she died. Is there anything stronger? I don't know if there's anything stronger I can use. Oh, balls. Too steep of an angle. Come on! I hate that I have to get the angle right. There we go. Up the level? Come, that's Steel Path level 195. It's as high as this one goes. Juggernaut? Okay, do I have the, I don't have the Behemoth. I could go for the, Deimos one. We can give that a whirl. Oops, not what I went to do. Nope, it's dead. It's dead. Demolisher? How about that one? Gonna go beepy beepy. Nope, it's dead as well. Yeah, okay. Maybe... Nope, that's even harder. Okay. Alright. Is there anything else I can do at this point? Or is it just gonna... Ooh, I did something wrong there. Well, it still died. Okay. Let's go the other way. Let's go right the other way, shall we, guys? Let's, 73 mil. Yeah. And if I... Oops. I didn't mean to slam on him, but he still died. The problem is where they spawn. And what was that bullet jump? That bullet jump was pathetic. $124 million. There we are. 124 million. Is that enough damage now? We'll just lob that on. 162 million. I'm hoping we're at enough now. Ah, they really did fix that, didn't they? Yeah. Yeah, you can no longer do the heavy attack with it. I'm fairly certain that was the combo. You needed Force Swap, that... Yeah. They've turned off the heavy attack. Well, 173 mil though. Now, let's see what we can get with Raw. This was 338% strength, so we'll do the same on Rhino. To be fair to him. 338% is our aim here, so... What do I need to do to achieve that? Yeah, let's just take whatever this is. Let's go. I had energy conversion on as well, so probably need to go even higher. Overall intensify? What did I have on Mirage that she had that much? What was on that? Okay, August Secret's Power Drift. That's what I need. So, on you, this needs to be... Where is it? Oh, what I was looking for. There it is, holster ramp. We need Vigorous Swap on here. We don't need Prime Flow. Vigorous Swap. We've got most of the other bits there. Auger is not going to fit. I don't know, actually, I think the other one just had Intensify, didn't it? Okay, we're close on the same strength. Close on it. I think you'll let me off on that, right? In fact, tell you what. I can fix the difference there by going for Xenoric. There we are. How's Hatred? I don't know if that's going to fit at this point, no. Actually, wait, I don't even need Narrow-Minded on here. What am I talking about? Okay, that works. Okay, close enough. We'll just leave that there then. So let's see. We got 160 odd million from Mirage. What can Rhino do in the same circumstance? $10 million. He managed to hit 10 million. 3 million. Ooh, that is much lower. That is indeed a much lower. 12 million. I don't think he's got it at this point. 4 million, yep. Is Melee Arcane fully built up? Fair point, it's not. There we are, now it is. $6 million. Again, yeah. Why are damage numbers so random? In this case, it's because I'm using a long-range projectile which gains damage as it travels. And there's also the variance of crits, and there's also the variance of body part multipliers. All of those things do have an effect on it. 6 million again. Arachne? Yeah, so let's try and get Arachne into the mix here. Can I grab on you? Nope, apparently not. Oh, that looked weird. Yeah, that was weird. Okay. Well, it would help if I had a target. Just thinking about it. Oops. Not mind me. Let's re-up the amount of corrosive. Gonna need to re-up the raw in a sec. There we go. $3 million. How did I manage to get less? Yeah, I did all the right moves. Let's just keep the corrosive buff. That was not correct. $5 million. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what I do. It's just not adding on enough. is Rhino looking blotchy? What's going on with him? Have I put something on his appearance? Get a bounty sigil on. Nope, that wasn't it. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay. So, I think it's pretty clear on the difference there between Mirage and Rhino. Using their respective buffs. Although that was only 6 mil. Curious. Oh, because I had the wrong type on. That was 6 mil without the buff. 157 million. Yeah, there you go. I put on the shadow one, not the light one. 400 million! That was probably a headshot. $200 million. Yeah. Y'all are seeing the difference there. 400 million. I don't think that one was a headshot. I think it's just we got the hang of it at this point. Can I test how much it does on a Wisp? Can do. Give us a moment. 500 million! Yes! $500 million damage. Oh, there we go. That's beautiful. $500 million damage. Alright. So yeah, Eclipse does still double dip when it comes to Exodia Contagion. It kinda go burr, and Mirage is still the absolute best at Eclipse, so makes sense. We can test it on Wisp, but Wisp is going to be the same as any other Warframe using it, so I'm going to just see if I have one with Eclipse subsumed onto it, because that would be helpful. Did I have it on you, or is that one a raw? Oh, that's a raw one, that's annoying. That's not what I'm looking for. Does Wukong have Eclipse on it? No, he's got Zartas. Well, that got nerfed, didn't it? Equinox? Definitely not. Wish there was an easy way to tell. You know what, we'll just grab an old Wisp. Don't need Wisp Prime, just grab an old Wisp and just do some of one of those builds. There's no reason to hit anything that hard? Wrong. There's every reason. Because we can. Is there any way to calculate how much damage you need to kill a level N enemy like Grenadier Heavy Gunner? Yeah, you can go to the wiki. It actually has a box you can type in to set their level, and then it shows you their effective hit points for normal and steel path at that level. The wiki's already got you covered. What they do to Zartas? Zarta no longer double dips on a devouring attrition on the Fenwar, Latum, and Felarx. So the 2000% funny bonus no longer becomes 2000 times 2000. Or rather, 21 times 21. That's what it was. So yeah, you no longer get the 440 something % bonus. 440 multiply bonus, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, words are hard and Warframe is harder. Let's infuse this onto her. You built one just for that? Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Any part of the last 2 years it existed in the game, D have removed it. Just like that. It's gone. Okay. How Mirage do similar damage to Rhino Raw without the damage buff active? It could have been a difference of crit. It could have been Raw with not having an effect. I'm not sure. We can double check on that in a moment. Alright, we got our Eclipse. Let's get a whole bunch of strength in here. So let's go Blind Rage, Transient Fortitude. Honestly, has the biggest amount of it. And we can go Precision Intensify because it's on the number 4 slot. Brilliant. Why not? Let's go for the Holster Amp because that fits there. And a Vigorous Swap. I'm not going to do Arcane Arachne because I just can't be bothered with that effort. We'll do the Equips. They're easy enough. It'd be nice if these lasted longer. 3 seconds is a very short amount of time. But yeah, let's just give those a whirl real quick. Does faction damage even work with Exodia? I genuinely cannot remember right now, despite having written the guide on it. Hold on, if I go digging whilst we load in, let me just make sure I've got these the right way around. 2023 guides, Exodia Contagion, Exodia Guide, Control F, Faction, Find. For all of these instances and damage, they're affected by the mods on your Zor. Any elemental damage mods, faction mods, crit chance mods, all have an effect. Okay, so faction does have an effect. Thank you, past me. There we are, that was easy. Turns out I could just ask myself. Okay, Whisperinos. Now I think about it, I probably should have made a raw loadout as well, so I could have done this 5 tests here. Let's do that, actually. That's just going to be smarter. We'll come back and do this. I'll grab another one, another loadout, put raw on it and test that. Okay, that's used for something. I won't break that. Let's just buy a new one. I don't care. It's 10 plat. Sue me. So we've got a holster, a bunch of strength vigorous. Okay. Holster, vigorous, and then strength. 1, 2, 3. Energy is going to be fine. Yep. Well, let's go put raw onto Wisp. What am I cooking? Sit back, relax, and watch. It'll make sense if you just arrived. Oh wow, that is close on being everything, but that's fine, it fits. Make sure this is definitely the E1 I need it on. Yes, it is. There we go. Kangaroo saying lovely videos. Thanks, my dude. Welcome on in. How broken do I think a melee weapon with 1.2 follow through would be? It could get silly. It could get a little silly. Potentially.
You are a true hunter.
It gain damage per enemy? Yeah, it would. Because, like, by the 10th enemy, it will be doing over 5 times the damage it did to the first one with 1.2. If you had 20 enemies involved, the 20th enemy would be taking 32 times damage. So that could get a little silly, but the enemies still die regardless already. Okay, so we've got Raw on one build, we've got Eclipse on the other. We can test them both with Wisp side by side. That is no buff, 1.5 million yellow crit. Let's do a few of those no buffs first. Just using my normal swap tech. $1.5 million again, looking good. $900k is an orange crit, rather than the yellow at 1.5 million. Not really sure how that works out, but the game says so. And now we get 2.8 million. Okay, we have the rough order of magnitude. It's kind of silly, but we have the rough order of magnitude. So now we raw buff. The raw is 106%. That's also added on the corrosive from the arcane. But it's fine. 4 mil. A good starting point. You know what, let's just max out the buff on the arcane. There we go. Might as well. 2.6 million. We maxed out the buff on the arcane and got less damage. I love this game. 4.9 million. So we're getting a rough again idea. We're getting a buff from it. It's about doubling our damage, which is what you expect for a 106% raw. About double damage. Yeah, 8 million there. Quite a bit more strong on it, but still just about what it is. So now let's see what we get from Wisp with Eclipse. Let's just do that to quickly activate the Arcane. Eclipse is now active. Wrong Eclipse. Eclipse is now correctly active. It's giving a 106% bonus, just like the Raw. 10 million. Good start. More damage already. More damage than any of the others gave us. $5 million. Not that impressive. Try again. $13 million. Alright. All these numbers are nowhere near as impressive because we're not Mirage now. 10 million, yeah. Nowhere near as impressive, simply down to the fact that we don't have the same really high base value to work from. 40 million. It's still higher, though. It is still absolutely, indisputably higher. 26 million. That was a nice one. Wait, they have the same percentage? Welcome to the class, Queen. Welcome in. So if we had our good old Exo Gokstad officer versus Wisp with a stick that goes boom. Okay, it's a level 1 that doesn't count. I forgot to change the level. Do that to just up all the corrosive again. And she dies straight away. Beautiful. That's what we're looking for. Wait, did she die? Oh shit, she didn't. My bad. Now she did. She flew, but she didn't die. A little overexcited on declaring her dead so soon. Okay, that should have done it. Yep, she disintegrated. She disintegrated. It did indeed work that time. Yep. You hear the death kill on it. Alright, wonderful. And I'm going to imagine that Raw just cannot get us close enough to that. We switch this back over to the Raw setup. Again. Max out the melee arcane. Activate Raw. Summon in the enemy. Swap tech. I mean, she took damage. Would be alive, except she's landed on the shelf. And so that kills her. But yeah, the direct hit, maximum damage I could get there, didn't kill her. She's gone for a fly. And we can see there, with a non-direct hit, not even half the health for Raw. Whereas Eclipse was one-shotting. Oh, right then. Yeah, I think that's pretty clear at this point. So, is there an interaction I'm missing? Urban Reanimator say Raw's main strength is status damage, if I'm remembering right, while Eclipse is better for Raw damage. You're only remembering partly correct at this point. So, Eclipse and Raw have the same flat bonus these days to direct damage. Raw becomes less potent comparatively if you already have a faction damage modifier from somewhere else. So if you've got, say, Primed Bane of Grenier, then Raw's going to be additive to that. Eclipse will multiply with that. Eclipse Subsumed will be better than Raw Subsumed for that specific instance, and then only on direct damage. If you have status that matters to you, so like Slash procs, Heat procs, Toxin procs, then Raw will still be better. Raw is better for ability damage. Raw doesn't require an augment to buff teammates. Eclipse is 40% the cast cost per second of Raw, because it costs 25 energy versus 75, but it also lasts 5 seconds less at base. So Eclipse is cheaper to run. Eclipse double dips on Exotic Contagion. Eclipse can give you damage reduction on demand, doesn't affect Overguard. Yeah. So they have different use cases. Grit saying, confused, why was there a difference now between those tests since it looked like you didn't have faction buff on the weapon? Because Exodia Contagion double dips Eclipse. It's a specific use case. Doomhill saying, Raw is still better on DOT than Eclipse even if you already use the faction mods. Yep, that's exactly what I just said. Yep. It's better on the direct damage to use the Eclipse there if you've got a faction buff for technical DPS output, but Raw still wins on the status, yeah. Because of faction double dipping. Which is the thing, I don't know if this game explains it anywhere at all in game. I don't think it does. So other than using Exodia Contagion, almost the same buff now. Almost is a stretch. How much faction damage do you need for Eclipse to be better than Raw on status damage? That depends on your strength. But the rough answer is at 100% strength. I have a calculator for this, of course I do. At 100% strength, the point where the status damage on Eclipse is better than Raw is when you have 120% faction bonus already. You get 55 from a primed Bane mod. You get 25 from a relay blessing. So that's 80% in total. In order to get that 120, you have to have a Riven in combination with those things, or have the most godly Riven of rolls already, and still combine it with Prime Bane. That's with 100% strength. If you have a higher strength, say, what was I using on that Whisper there? 264. So 264% strength. The crossover point rises to nearly 140% strength. Sorry, 140% faction bonus, my bad. So yeah. The reasons you'd use Eclipse are Exodia Contagion, direct damage and you already have a faction buff, energy economy if you're really that tight for it, recastable during the ability, if that matters to you, the defense buff, or if you have Raw coming from an ally because they don't stack. Like, you can't go Eclipse, Eclipse, or Raw from yourself and someone else to stack them. It doesn't work. I tested that. And as those Zor parts on this build? Yeah, sure, why not? So this was using a Vargit 2 Jai C-Cala Crunch. This isn't the correct setup for maximizing Exodia Contagion, but it is the crunch I have. Yeah. It's good to say you need a ton of faction buff to overtake Raw for that purpose. Exactly, yeah. Now, it comes down to where is your damage coming from? Are you direct killing enemies? Are you status killing enemies? Or is it a hybrid combination of the two? If it's a hybrid combination of the two, things get a little bit more weird to calculate. And again, I'll be covering that in the video to simplify it down. And the full calculator will end up on Patreon once the video releases. But suffice to say, there's not a lot of wiggle room you need to worry about. Suffice to say. Yeah, are there any use cases I am missing for Raw or for Eclipse? Any other weird interactions? Because I know again about the whole Exodia Contagion. I've just demonstrated that. It still works as expected. Eclipse double dips. And Mirage absolutely loves that because Mirage can get all of the Eclipse bonus. Breach Surge? What about Breach Surge, Mirror? That's just naming an ability. I'm asking for interactions that need to be tested. Which is better for high strength again? The high strength doesn't matter, Tinterbecker. The difference is what you're using it for. Doesn't Vex Armor also multiply with Exodia Contagion and Glaive Heavy specifically? Multiply with it? Double dip? Is that what you're meaning, Seratuma? Because we're not talking about a single bonus. We're talking about double bonus and then also specifically about Eclipse versus Raw. Vex Armor is its own thing. So unless it's got some specific interaction between Eclipse and Raw that is important, its existence doesn't matter. We're not looking at Exodia Contagion, we're looking at those two abilities. Contagion happens to be relevant to Eclipse. From Mirage's fourth ability, see if Raw Eclipse buffs it better. That's a good point, because they did change that. They did change that. So let me bring up exactly what they've got on it for you, and this will be pretty obvious. But it's worth knowing. Okay, I'm searching the wrong thing. Come on, Wiki. Be nice to me. Mirage, abilities, Prism. There it is. So, Prism got adjusted to work with Eclipse on a built-in synergy. When you're using Solar Eclipse, so that's light mode, it buffs the damage on Prism by 100%. Basically doubling it. In order for Raw to beat that, you would need to have a Raw of 334%. That's assuming that that 100% from Eclipse doesn't scale. 334%. I don't know if that interaction does scale. Now let's see. My Mirage build that is set for ESO, which uses Prism, uses 125% strength. And I've got Raw on there at the moment. So that needs to come off, doesn't it? That absolutely needs to come off, because this works for ESO. And there's no reason to push that further then, because it just shreds it. So yeah, that can come off. Are we doing something with the Cephalos? No. It was there because of Deep Archimedea, and it was a pile of shit. So no. Backstory, did Raw with ability buff damage more than Breach, Surge, or Eclipse? Does Raw with ability buff damage... Did Raw with his ability damage buff more damage with Breach, Surge, or Eclipse? Does Raw give a bigger buff to Breach Surge particles than Eclipse does? Right. Do Raw and Eclipse stack? Yes, they are separate modifiers. Zom saying Eclipse is also bugged to not work with additive galvanized shot, which while a bug feels pretty relevant. That is relevant. That is very relevant, Zom. Oh, that is annoying. Let's test that. Okay. First, let me remove Raw from this, because this doesn't need to be on here anymore. That was an old thing, no longer matters. There we go. But that is a very, very important point Zom has raised. This is exactly the kind of thing I'm asking about. Let's have a look at what's going on there. Let's grab Gotva. Who doesn't like using Gotva? Actually, that's going to have weird crit stuff. We'll use it anyway. Should be fine. Because Gotva uses additive, doesn't it? It's not even on here. Never mind. Let's use a different weapon. Let's use the Fulmin. The Fulmin works. So let's go with the radiation setup. Let's not go with the radiation setup. Let's go with Config E and just use it for testing purposes. This will be fine. Galvanized. Not shot. Aptitude. There we go. And let's have Primed Bane or Grenier for the test. And we want to have Toxin, because that'll give us corrosive on the direct hits, which will be sufficient. And we can get the crits up to guaranteed. Beautiful. That'll be fine. Don't need to do anything more than that. This is just enough for the test. Mirage could have both. You can't. No. You can have either Eclipse or Raw on a Warframe. You can't have both. And D hard locks that against you. So we'll test this, and then we'll have a look at the Breach Surge stuff, which is going to be even more annoying to try, unfortunately.
You have immortalized would cry out in thanks.
Yeah, there are a few abilities which are mutually exclusive subsumes. They're all on the wiki. I recommend you check that. If you go to the Eclipse section and scroll down, it'll tell you about what it can't go alongside. Also, I realised this a bit of time ago, Queen asked for a different music. Let's put that on. That is in you. Boop. There we are. And one testing Xmas. There we are. Using semi-unforming? Nope. Automatic. Am I an actual engineer? I'm a engineer. Let's get some butchers for murdering purposes. Let's get as many as I can. Okay, so let's get some idea as to where we start with. So, 357 on yellow crit. Let's grab my notepad back. 357 yellow crit. Yep. And then take this guy out of this plane of existence. Please don't stagger through him. So weird. There we are, and it goes up to 498 with 1 proc. There we go. And then with 2 stacks on there, 357 jumps up to 642. So just confirming, 498 up from 357 is about 40% increase. 642 up from the same is about an 80% increase. So that is working. That is working. Which mode on the formula is simply superior? It's the one that works for the situation you're in. This is a common thing I've noticed among many gamers in general. Asking, what's the better thing between two things that do two different things? It's like, why are you trying to find an easy answer? Why are you trying to be lazy about this? If there was a simple, easy answer, you'd already know it because everyone would be talking about it. They're two different modes, they act in two different ways. Use the one that's correct for what you're trying to achieve. Alright, now let's do this with Eclipse active. So the direct hit is now 1248 to start. Let's get our stack. There we are. Come on, corrosive proc. There it is. So corrosive has now made it 1391. Oh dear. It is looking like Zom was absolutely on the money here. And now it is 1534. Oh, that is really bad. That is really bad. Okay, so the damage increase was a flat value of plus 143 there, which I think was the same as what it was without Eclipse. Yeah, it was 141. Basically the same. And then the 2-stack increase, 1534 minus 1248, increase of 286 damage, whereas without Eclipse it was an increase of 285 damage. Yup! They're additives, Zom. You are absolutely correct. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. Eclipse is additive to additive galvanized damage. What? Why the additive one and not the multiplicative ranged one, which would make sense why it'd be multiplicative, because it'd be using the Eclipse stat. Whatever. Okay, let's test on the shotgun mode. Right, so we got 5441 non-stacked. 5441 yellow. I'm going to put more notes on this file. Foreman test with Eclipse and G-apt. No Eclipse. Eclipse. What is my Eclipse bonus? I'm recording all this for later. 250%? Is that all I'm using at the moment? 250%, never mind, okay. I thought I had a higher build on. Evidently not. Auto firing. And now this is going to be the semi-auto firing. Alright. Let's go turn off Eclipse. I remember you telling you this and it made you hate Eclipse even more. Yeah, I still find these kinds of interactions absolute bullshit to deal with. It's just like, why dear? How do they code these things? Anyway, let's see what happens here. So, yeah, we already established 5441, also double proc. Okay, fair enough. Gotta be aware of that. I got forced impacts. That's gonna get in the way of the test. Or rather, I just need to account for it. So, with that, let's now send you to the Shadow Realm. That gives us 1 stack. 9793 with 2 procs. That's good. And then we need you to perish. There we go. Please don't lose your overguard. 5441. 16709. That was yellow. I need a yellow crit. Okay, I was hoping. There we are. 14145. That's what I'm looking for. 14145 with 2x2 procs. Okay, so just verifying those values. 9793 divided by 5441. Yep, 80% as expected. Okay, and the 14145 divided by 5441. 260% as expected. Good. Does Falling Force proc impact go away when damage fall off kicks in? I don't know if it's the exact same distance when the fall off kicks in, but yes, after a certain distance. I cover this fully in the Foreman guide. So check that out for that answer. Okay, let's get some new enemies because I'm going to be using a lot of damage here. Oh, you're over here now. Okay. So, base shot, once again, 5441, as expected. Eclipse on. This jumps now to... That was a non-grit. This jumps now to... That's an orange grit. This jumps now to 19042. Wonderful. Okay. He perishes. 26659 proc. And then yellow. How am I getting non-crits? Yellow 49509. And that was 2x2 proc. So 49509 divided by 19042. 260%. It's as Zom said. Additive, it's got the negative. But multiplicative, it multiplies. What the hell is going on? Okay. This is weird. So now, let's make this weirder. Yeah, let's make this weirder. I'm going to add Serration to the mix instead of the Prime Bane Grenadier. And let's see what happens here. Kiki saying, not sure if it's a super important test, but Secondary Shiver is another additive bonus like Galvanize. I'm curious if it breaks up Eclipse. We can have a look at that in a moment. As I'll say, Longbow Sharpshooter has the same exact bug with additive CEO. For goodness sake. D really needs to get their eggs in a row for this stuff. These are the kinds of interactions which have no right to be this complicated. These kinds of things, we shouldn't have to ask, oh, what bonus am I actually going to get on my weapon at this point? These things absolutely should not exist. Christ. Okay. Let's kill them all off, reset. I don't need this many butchers, but whatever, they're there. Let's start with the lower damage one. So now, our damage starting point is 610 crit. Auto with Serration. No Eclipse. 610. Just making a note of all this on my notepad. Let's get a galvanized stack off of you. Thank you very much. 702 now. There we are. And then you can perish. 794. There we go. And just verifying with that then, so 794 divided by 610 is only a 30.2% damage increase, not the 80% one would expect from galvanized aptitude. And that is going to be, of course, due to serration. If I go 794 divided by 2.65 plus 0.8 and then multiply by 2.65, I get 610 damage. Exactly what it was before the bits. There we are. Brilliant. Ah. Alright. We badly need a damage reduction subsume. Eclipse exists, mate. It literally exists. Oh, if you mean we needed, as in that. Never mind. Sorry, my bad. I misread. Okay. Alright. Dev short about nuclear weapons? Oh, okay, fair enough. Right, let's test this with the Eclipse stuff now. So, Eclipse is on. Base damage, I've got no other stacks. Yep, that's fine. 2, 1, 3, 4. And then follow up with this guy getting murdered. Real bad day for him, he got red crit. 2, 2, 2, 6. Once again, looking pretty bad. 2, 3, 1, 8. Okay. And this is with 250% Eclipse. First of all, 2, 1, 3, 4 divided by 610. Okay, so at least the damage bonus there was multiplying with serration. That was an important factor to check. On the additive galvanized aptitude, Eclipse is still multiplying with serration, so thank goodness for that. Are the Twitch drops for Unreform only for the dev stream? Yes. What if you're not online when it's happening any other way? No. That's how Twitch drops work. You need to be online for the stream. They're supposed to get you to the stream. That's literally all they're there for. Okay, so that is that test. Switch back to shotgun mode. This guy's plenty of hit points for now, totes. Please don't crit like that. No. I want a yellow crit. Yellow crit, 9302. Semi-auto, 9302. Perish. There we go. 9302 becomes 13022. And then Shadow Realm that guy. Yellow crit, please. Yellow crit. How are we getting nothing but orange and white? 24184, thank you. And that was with 2 procs. If I noticed correctly. I'm going to retest that just to be certain, just because I got a bit frustrated with it. Better to be safe than sorry when it comes to science. Okay, 2 procs definitely on it. 24184. Okay, cool. That's fine. And now we'll do the Eclipse test. Let's wait for the stacks to run out on Galvanized Aptitude. This is genuinely ridiculous. I don't know how the average player is supposed to follow along with anything like this. I really don't know. You're hoping they're partnered with content creators like Ken here? Yeah, Vapor Davey. So there are directory-wide drops from time to time. We recently had a bunch of them. But drops don't usually apply like that directory-wide. DE are trying to get you to watch their stuff. That aside, you can still join the raffle, which is provided by DE on this channel. So exclamation mark raffle for more detail on that. Alright, the bits have closed off. Let's go Eclipse. 32556 for a start there. Oh boy, that's gonna be a lot of damage. Overguard, please survive. And then that guy gets a non-crit, sure. 32556, 45578. And then this guy is gonna be too dead for me to further test, so I need new ones. There we are. Alright, let's get 2 stacks on this now. There we are. 58599. 84604. Let's go for the 2x2 procs. Bigger numbers makes it easier to round off. 84644 divided by 32556. 260% bonus. It's still multiplicative. Okay. 32556 divided by 9302. That's working as expected. Right. Raffles always flood chat, not sure I'm a fan of that. Yeah, I did at one point turn off the bot responding to people, but then the bot would sometimes break and not actually register tickets. So I have the bot telling you when it gives you a ticket, so that if it doesn't respond, we know it's breaking. Very simply. It's just how it works. I used to have a channel point redemption bot, but that one broke as well because Twitch changed the API, and the developer who volunteered to make it for me was no longer available. So that custom project died. And this works well enough. Okay. I've done a lot of math here. I'm sure a lot of you have been sitting going, yes, these are numbers. When is Ken going to give us the answers? Now. Now is when Ken is going to give you the answers. And they're not good. They're not good answers. So let's bring the notepad onto stream now so you can see what the hell I've just gone through. Why do I test damage on enemies with Overguard? Because they have no damage modifiers. Overguard is just pure hit points. As a result, then, I know that I'm not going to get any modifiers from Corrosive. I'm not going to get any modifiers from any procs that might happen. It's all just flat number. So I get clear information. Which is very important given what the hell has just transpired here. Please ignore slight spelling mistakes here or there. I typed it quickly just so I could get this all down. So, what we discovered first is that when using Eclipse without Serration involved, on the automatic mode, the damage increase from Galvanize Aptitude didn't increase despite Eclipse being active. Eclipse increased the base damage, as it were, but it didn't increase Galvanize Shot. When I then retested with Serration, what we have seen is basically the same scenario playing out, except now Serration exists. So let me get the difference between these. 702 over 610. 702 minus 610. That was plus 92 damage. And this one, it's another plus 92, so just times 2 is plus 184. Here, 2226 minus 2134. Yeah, plus 92. And this one, just looking at, I can see, yeah, there's same again, plus 184. So, with and without Serration, it doesn't matter. Eclipse is still additive to Galvanize Aptitude on an additive Galvanize Aptitude, but Eclipse is not additive to Serration, because we see how much this climbs here. 2134 divided by 610 is a 350% increase. That's what we're expecting with Eclipse. Base 100%. Yeah, it's 250% increase, 350% multiplier, I should say. So Eclipse was working correctly with Serration, but not with Galvanize Aptitude. But only when Galvanize Aptitude is itself additive to Serration. Now this is where it gets really, really confusing, and I'm going to have to open up a second notepad to really sell just how confusing this is. I need a second notepad. This is how bad things have got. So, what we have here is with additive Gundition Overload, basically. The equation for damage is equal to the... Oh, okay. How does this work out? Let's do the multiplicative one. With multiplicative... This one's much easier. With multiplicative condition overload, let me show you where this comes out to, and then you'll see why I'm struggling. Have I considered Notepad++? People keep recommending it to me. I keep not wanting to use it because I'm old school. This is simply equal to base times 1 plus Serration times 1 plus Eclipse times 1 plus Galvanized Aptitude. Alright, so extend that out a bit. Thanks for the suggestion, also person. I'm still not going to switch because I'm old school. Thank you. So this is what it is with the multiplicative stuff. You've got your base damage, which is multiplied by Serration, which is then multiplied by Eclipse, which is then multiplied by Galvanized Aptitude, and altogether you get these lovely big numbers. We see that when I was not using Eclipse, we had 9302. With Eclipse and with the benefits, we went from 2,000 damage, sorry, 9,000 damage to 84,000. Huge increases. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. When we've got the additive stuff, it just doesn't do that. So we have our base, which is multiplied by 1 plus Serration plus Galvanized Aptitude. But this bit here gets... Oh, shit me. No. Right, give me a second on this one. Is it that Galvanized Aptitude creates a whole new damage instance of the Eclipse doesn't apply to? Kinda, yeah. So it's like, how do I write that out properly here? We got ourselves base. Yeah. Base times Serration, which also multiplies with Eclipse. We have our base times Serration. Yeah. And then we have our base times Serration, which adds to Galvanized Aptitude. You see how stupid this is getting? Should suggesting 1 plus Serration times Eclipse plus Galvanized Aptitude. Is it that simple? No, because Galvanized Aptitude is additive to Serration. This is why it's so ugly, Shud. It's additive to Serration. But then there's also a base in here somewhere as well. Oh, my head is beginning to break. Yeah, no, this isn't it. That's not it either. Ah, that's not it. So, let me try and write this out from the stats we got here. At our starting point, we have our base times 1 plus Serration. Okay? That's this 610 value here. I'm ignoring crits, that's part of base, doesn't matter. Base is just referring to the stuff that isn't impacted. So let's roll with that. When we then add in our Galvanized Aptitude, it is additive to Serration, so it goes here. Our galvanized aptitude bonus goes additive to duration right there. When we bring in Eclipse, it multiplies with this, but not with that. So again, Christ Cross, you're trying to multiply Eclipse with galvanized aptitude. That is specifically what didn't happen. So, how do I... What's worse is that it's additive to serration, but it... No, additive to galvanized aptitude, multiplicative with serration, which itself is additive to galvanized aptitude. I'm lost as to which bit I'm trying to add at this point. I'm sorry. Your head hurts? My head hurts. Yeah. Yeah. I think I need to multiply in and add in and divide a serration. Yeah, that's what I need to do here. Plus base times serration plus Eclipse divided by serration. I think that's correct. I think. Have I? No. Do I even think that? Have I added everything up at this point? I don't even know. So the 610 to 2134 is the addition of Eclipse, which is additive with serration, which we're still including over here. When galvanized aptitude is equal to nothing, we have our base serration stuff, and then we're adding in an Eclipse value, which is there. I can just run the numbers and see if I've got this correct. So 610 is including serration. So that says that... I'm going to write this out as I do it as well. Testing if I'm right yet. So we saw 610, which was equal to base times 1 plus serration. This we know for a fact, which means that base equals 610 divided by 2.65, which equals 230.2. Okay? So that's where we're starting from. When we add in a single proc here, there's a single proc of galvanized aptitude, so 40% additive. We have 702, which equals the base times 1 plus serration plus galvanized aptitude, which is 230.2 times 1 plus 1.65 plus 0.4, which if I do that, 230.2 times it's 3.05, 702. Cool. So far, so good. That shows understanding on that side is fine, which means that this bit here looks so far to be correct. When I include this, does it go the direction I expect it to go? So we end up with 213. Let's go straight to the full whack of it. 2226 is equal to, I'm suggesting this lot here. So that would be base, which we already know. Let's put the numbers in. 230.2 times 1 plus 1.65 plus 0.4. Yeah, 0.4. Plus, I'm suggesting 230.2 times, and that should have been bracketed, my bad. So there was a mistake in there. 1.65 plus 2.5 plus on Eclipse just feels weird. Divided by 1.65. Is that correct? Or should that be 1 plus 1.65? I think that should be 1 plus, yeah. Now that I look at it and write it out, that should be 1 plus. But if it's 1 plus there, should it not be... So yeah. Let's see what this comes out to, see how close I am to it. I'm just going to copy that straight into a calculator. That comes out to 1062. I'm missing something. Yeah, no, I'm not even remotely close to getting this correct at this point. That's not correct. Whatever I've done there is not correct. Ellie was saying, this seems to be working for me. Base times galvanized aptitude plus 1 plus duration times 1 plus eclipse. Alright. Keki say I've got base times 1 plus duration plus 1 plus eclipse times 1 plus eclipse plus galvanized aptitude. Sure, let's run that through. Okay, let's do what you guys are doing. So, if we have our base multiplied by, say, 1 plus serration multiplied by 1 plus eclipse plus galvanized aptitude, which is just 0.4. What does that sum out to? $2,227, which is correct there. Yeah, there we are. Okay, you've nailed it. So that is the equation then. It's not whatever Frankenstein I came up with. 1 plus serration times 1 plus eclipse plus galvanized aptitude. How in the fuck is it that? The serration additive or multiplicative to eclipse? Serration is multiplicative to eclipse. Yeah. Okay, right. I was just getting thrown off, I'll be honest with you. This is where you'll discover I'm not actually some math genius. I just throw my head at this long enough that I somehow end at the answer eventually. So serration is always multiplicative with eclipse. But galvanized aptitude can become additive to eclipse when it is additive to serration. What the fuck? What? All of this, honestly, all of this stems back to galvanized aptitude never working correctly, quite frankly. All of this stems back to that. It has never worked correctly. Ever. That it sometimes is additive, it sometimes is multiplicative, sometimes doesn't apply at all, radial weapons. That DE, quite some time after the release of the galvanized mods, came out and said, oh, by the way, yeah, it's not supposed to apply to AoE weapons. This is a balancing factor. Bullshit. Quite frankly, at this point, I think that's bullshit. I think it was a bug that was helpfully explainable as a balancing factor, but it's a bug. At this point, I'm calling it straight up a bug. And then it all comes together like that. It becomes additive, and it loses the 1 plus because of the way it fits into the equation there as well. As I'm saying, likely just ignoring the bonus for some reason. That's why it's ignored. Don't think we'll ever know. Ignoring what bonus? It's not ignoring Eclipse so much as not working with it. It's not choosing to ignore it. It's implemented differently, and we're seeing it's because of how the mod itself behaves in the entire damage equation. How it does this, I really don't understand. This is going to be one of those things that 2 years from now, we're just going to see in a hotfix, fix how condition overload works on projectile weapons. It'll just quietly happen one day. Somebody putting in another 4, 1 plus ration. Times 1. Hey, there we are, Solomon. That was the angle I was trying to end up at. I see where I went wrong now. The way Solomon's rewritten that, I see where I went wrong. Got it. I see where I went wrong, yeah. Thanks, Solomon. Unfortunately, it's the expectation they've set. It is, yeah. This is one of those issues that every time someone learns about it, they go, what the hell? Why is it like this? DE, how have you ended up at the point of creating a damage equation like this? Back when I did my damage calculation guide, none of this was quite so insane as this, and now it has gotten ridiculous. It has gotten ridiculous. The fact that Eclipse is additive with Galvanized Aptitude sometimes. Sometimes. Yo! CC, whoever ye be. Thank you very much for picking yourselves up a practical snack mug there. So we've had a Kenjir mug today and a practical snack mug. Again, on the stream where I'm not... I need to go get those mugs, don't I? Oh. I'm going to go get those mugs. Thank you very much, CC, who I'm guessing from the placement of names here, or placement messages, was Gorilla. So I'm going to guess CC is Gorilla, but that's just a guess. It do be Gorilla. There we are. Gorilla, thank you very much for picking up a snack mug there. I'm going to go get the mugs. I'll be right back, everyone. I will be right back. Hello, I am back. I have gone to get the mugs. Are drops on? No, the raffle is on. Drops are on the different stream. Bad news chat on stream now. Defeated Ken with Curse Warframe math? No. No. It says on the drops page it should be some. So that was pointing you towards the Warframe International stream. They should have entered their stream by now. So now it just points you here because Twitch is stupid. Twitch is just stupid. Sorry about that. But you can still join the raffle. Right, so, fresh from the dishwasher, and by fresh I mean the dishwasher's not been run yet, hence why I've not been drinking from it today. This is the original Kenjir mug. So that's the one that was picked up earlier in the stream. That was... who was it? I'm looking at the wrong app. So that was DB, whoever ye be. So that was the one they grabbed there. It's very, very nice. And then we have the updated variant, which has just been purchased. We've got the practical snack mug. So that on one side, and that on the other. Or if you don't want it with the slogan, you can get it with just the snake on both sides. Both of those variants are on the store as well. So yeah, that's what's been picked up off of the merch store. Thank you very much there, Gorilla and DB. And two of you, I appreciate that. Do I happen to have a pet snake? I do not have a pet snake myself, no. The snake is the Lavos snake. That's the reference there. I think it's Zom is the moderator here with a pet snake. They are the absolute snake fiend. And in fact, it was Zom who identified the perfect real-world snake to model this off of the moment I asked them. It was in seconds. Absolute seconds. But I asked Zom, can you think of a good real-world snake that we could use as a model for this? Eastern Indigo. Like, almost no hesitation from the dude. Straight on it. Eastern Indigo, that snake. I'm going to say, I love the idea of getting a mug that says, let's solve a practical problem. Well, that's exactly what you're going to get. Unless you put your address in wrong, that is exactly what you're going to get. Okay, so... I hate looking at this. I really, really hate looking at... Just... DE, why? Why is Eclipse additive to Galvanized Aptitude sometimes? Why? I just... No! I don't like it. I don't like it. Alright, I'm going to put those aside. Don't come back. I don't want to look at you. Go away. There we are. It's gone. I will deal with that after stream. I'll need to save that information somewhere so I can make sure I put it properly into documents about this all. But we're not burning the snake. We're burning the math. That's what we're doing. We're burning the math. Mirror cheers. So Eclipse is even less of a use case versus Raw. Yep. Eclipse is brilliant on Exodia Contagion, whereupon it double dips. And then terrible on additive condition overload situations. Where it's... Hang on. Zom. That's going to apply to melee as well, isn't it? I mean, melee you're already going to go for status because it's just what melee is good for. But oh no, it's going to apply on this as well. It's going to apply on this. It's just going to have to, isn't it? There's a condition overload. Let's remove... Do I need to remove anything else on this? Let's remove that just so I don't explode the world. That'd be good. Let's remove that. I can fix that later. But this will be otherwise sufficient for the test. I don't want electric, because again, AoE effects. Okay, that'll do. That should do for the test. Oh, this is going to be painful. I can just feel it now, it's going to be painful. 501. Oh gods. Even stance modifier is going to kill me. Alright, you know what? I'm going to get rid of all but one enemy. That's going to be a way to do this. Okay, so standing strike 720. Re-verify 4465 720. 720. Okay, cool. So we're pretty certain that when I just do a standing strike, it's 720 unless it crits. That's fine. So now let's try and get a status on there. Do I have... let's go get a status primer. Tinted? I have no idea. Believe it or not, I don't find myself usually asking soccer moms about the cups they care about. Oh, well, there's a proc for me. Alright. 1296 up from whatever it was before. 1296 when previously it was 720. I'm going to get my notepads back. $1296 up from, I said 720. Cool. Okay, let's get a bunch of status procs on you. 3023. There we are. 3023 with, I think that was 4 procs. I think it was. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. So, following on from that then, let's eclipse it up. There we go. I have got the light buff. I appear darker, but I have got the light buff. So without procs, it's now... Don't crit. 2520. Cool. And then with 4 procs, yep, which we've got there, we break the overguard. God damn it. You think of the Stanley Cup? I have no idea what you're on about, sorry. But again, I don't think soccer moms, how you put it, is really the target audience for this channel. I might be wrong, but it's my hunch. 4823. Re-up those procs again. 4 procs on there. Eclipse is on. Please don't crit! Oh my fucking god. Stop critting! You're not even modded to crit right now. I thought they fixed this! Four, 8, 2, 3. I swear I saw that. Oh, I'm getting rid of it. How am I back here? Worm, stop. I beg of you. Oh, that's going to mess with the damage math, isn't it? I hope not. It might. We'll see what if anything happens. Okay. Base damage confirmation, still 720. Good. Eclipse it up. It's got a slash block. We'll wait for that to go. 2520. Good, that's working again. With a proc, 3096. And then... Oh, not you. 4 procs involved. 4284. Check again. 4 procs involved. We lost the overguard. God damn it, my Sailor's Prime is too strong. What helmet is good for Mirage? The one that fixes the problem you're having with her. What problem are you having with Mirage, Alistor? What's the problem you have with her? 4823. Yeah, that is correct. Okay. So, 4823 minus 2520. Oh, shit. 3023 minus 1296. Okay, that's not what I expected. Because I did it wrong. Yep. Eclipse is additive to condition overload. There we go. Viral's probably affecting the damage too. Not against the overguard. Nope. Mainly you don't want to get one shot. There isn't a subsume that will prevent you being one shot directly. You were looking for shield gating or overguard generation from allies, something like that. Or just, you know, Eclipse on 90% damage reduction on Mirage because you're Mirage. But there isn't a subsume that just gives you, hey, let's not get one shot. I wanted to ask you, do you know how to fix the Zaku problem when Grasper Lock doesn't target enemies? I'm not familiar with the problem, sorry, so I don't know the solution. With Mirage? I mean, Mirage is still fine. Mirage is still as capable as ever. If anything, Mirage has been buffed by the Eclipse changes. It's all the other Warframes that go, ew, Eclipse. Now, shield gating is lame to you? Okay then. Well, you don't want to get one shot, and you're looking at Mirage's Eclipse, and apparently you've decided that's not enough, and you also don't want to shield gate. Alistor, have you considered maybe it's not Helminth that's going to help you? It sounds like you're trying to not use the tools you have available to you, and instead hoping other tools that don't do what you want it to do will do what you want it to do. Sorry, mate. You're going to have to Shield Gate or Vazarin Dash or really invest in health tanking on Mirage. Those are your options. Your last option otherwise is you could subsume on Quiver and just create a bubble of invisibility and sit in it. Yeah. That's your option, but a subsume is not going to give you tank that you are looking for. You have Mirage, that's your tank. Zaki's Grass Unlock targets companions in rare situations. I'm not familiar with that one either, sorry. Not familiar. You don't like Shield Gate, it looks like you don't want to accomplish anything. That's unfair. It's just, if you don't want to be one-shot, you either need to invest in lots of health, invest in never getting hit, or some form of immortality. Sorry, Shield Gating. Does Kalevo's third work like melee influence, where let's say I use a glaive and hit more than one enemy that is linked to Kalevo's chain? Does there every enemy I also hit the others? Sorry, that was a run-on sentence. Let's try it again. Question, does Kalevo's third work like melee influence, where if let's say I use a glaive and hit more than one enemy that is linked to Kalevo's chain, does then every enemy hit also hit the others? Yes. Yeah, it links them all. So any damage one takes, they all take. Yeah. English is fourth language, grammar is best my bad. That's fine. It's not so much grammar as how many words do you want in a sentence. I'm not German. I can't string a whole sentence into one word and process it. That's all on that, dude. That's all you're looking for on that one. It's just break up the thoughts a bit. I do the same when I'm writing my scripts. I will find I've written a paragraph that's one sentence for a video. I go, right, yeah, I was thinking as I wrote and I didn't read what I wrote. Let's go back through. Put in some full stops. Break up the thoughts into sentences rather than a paragraph. That aside, yes, Kalevo's third will transfer the damage from AoE hits onto all the enemies multiple times. It's explosively good. Yeah. It is explosively good. Alright, are there any other interactions when it comes to... That wasn't meant to be a pun on Bradley, but sure, why not? Are there any other interactions anyone is aware of when it comes to either Eclipse or Raw that I've not covered throughout this stream? We've covered Exotic Contagion, we've covered Eclipse working with Raw separately. We've covered status effects, we covered direct damage, we've covered Condition Overload and Condition Overload variants. Eclipse C-Snares, that's not a full suggestion, sorry. Anton Jim, I'm going to need a little bit more than you just naming abilities to know what I'm supposed to be covering here. What about feeling cool when you use Raw? I don't cover matters of beauty. That falls within your purviews of your philosophy. Yeah. Does Eclipse double dip glaives? Why would it, Zom? Why would it? Work with me on this one. What are you suggesting? What's the proc on this one? I wish I knew what its proc was. It's probably going to be Toxin, actually, isn't it? Let's just use you. Have I got an empty build? I don't even know what this build is for, so you know, I'm just going to nuke it. Hey, yay! Empty build. Okay. If I throw this here, explodes for 2840. I'm going to want to make those crits more steady. 1184 or 2840. 1184 or 2840. $34,795. I'll come to that in a sec. 34,795. Zom, the answer is yes. Miralabe, thank you very much for gifted a sub over to Merlin the Ageless. You're up onto 139 gifted subs. Miralabe, you're absolutely popping off as ever with your support of this community. Merlin, make sure you say thanks on that one there. Cheers, Miralabe. Thank you very much. Was you not going to test the Shiver Arcane with Cold Procs if it's additive with Eclipse? Can do. So Eclipse double dips on Glaive is something I didn't remember. Well, I've probably been told it at some point, but what? I mean, that's an absolute unquestionable yes. Now, does it double dip on the direct hit? Direct hit, we're hitting 4134. Eclipse runs out. Direct hit, 338. Yes, on the direct hit from the throw as well, it double dips. Oh my word, this is just getting wilder and wilder. I thought I understood these abilities. I really didn't. Eclipse double dips thrown glaives. Direct hit and explosion. Yikes. How long are we into testing? All my life, it feels like. Wow, Snake. Also, wow, Mirrorlab on the response. Okay, Snake atting Mirrorlab going, do you actually check the price of things before you buy them, or do you just see a button and click it at this point? Mirrorlab says, no. Okay. Right, 308. Activate this. 1076. That's not a double dip. Okay. Timro Chad saying raw double dips and Eclipse doesn't? Question mark. Timro Chad, that is not a complete question given the circumstance of what we're showing here. Yeah. That is not a complete question. Is Eclipse additive, multiplicative, or independent with or from damage vulnerability granted such from sea snares? Thank you, that is a much more coherent question that I can then look into answering. Problem. Now I have to put Eclipse onto Urayli. I hate you. We can never ever be friends, you and I. Just not allowed now. Phase 1 complete. Or is Phase 2 getting banned from the channel? For forcing me to do this? You're not subtle. Let's bring out the 8 form of Urayli. Why not? Let's just ruin our brain cells in the process. Mirrorlave, thank you very much for giving the sub over to Anton Jim. I am tormented by this community. And by this game. I don't know why I'm still here. I should quit Warframe and just go live on a farm. I got nothing at this point. Let's just feed it some materials. I've gone through so many of these materials for testing today as well. Who needs Entrati Lanthorn? Certainly not me. Control modules? Nom nom nom. Neural sensors? Never heard of them. Lurthrax Plasm? Shove it in there. Beautiful. ISOs. Nav coordinates. Morphix. Feed it. Did you miss it? Who won? Miss what? Who what? Infuse over... Merlina on config C. Raw versus Eclipse. It's gone to overtime. It's gone to overtime. My helmet looks like a fleshy Muppet? Yeah. The eyes follow you as well. I love it. I love it. Alright. Let's switch you ready over to config C. There we are. No mods needed, just a whole bunch of umbral form of polarities. Beautiful. I can shove this anywhere I want and it doesn't matter. Ah! Everything about this is cursed now. Everything about this is cursed. What? Why? Because. That's why. Because. Why is there a Maduro still? I have no idea what you're referring to at this point. Oh, you mean the polarity? Because we only raised $6,000 for charity. That's why. Okay. Let's try and test this. So I'm going to want a Fullman that is completely unmodded. So as to remove pretty much everything that could go wrong on the test here. Pretty much. Maybe. We'll find out. Just trying to think through. Anything else I need to verify? I think this should be sufficient for the test. Okay, let's grab ourselves a Butcher. So they're nice and weak. But they shouldn't die that easily, but still plenty weak. Yep, got everything I need. So, normal damage. 21 or 52. 21 and 52, okay. Want to take Companion off? Companion is off. 21, 52. Sea Snares without Eclipse. 43, 103. Yep. So that is doing double damage. Which is what we're expecting. Damage vulnerability 200%. So yeah. Double damage. Okay. Have I confirmed that damage arcanes have weird interactions? I confirmed that as much as I've confirmed that you are in fact not a brony. In that I have no idea. Yeah. I don't know why I'm lashing out at you. This is how much I hate Eclipse. Sorry about that. This is how much I hate Eclipse and D's mangled handling of the mathematics involved. It's really pissing me off. Alright. So now when we Eclipse up, 67 and 28, okie dokie. So there's Eclipse, that is Sea Snares. And then, let's re-up this because I can. Let's add you into the mix. 56, 134. Okie dokie. Looks fine to me. Yep, looks fine to me. We're just getting a separate multiplier, no double dipping. Sea Snares does not appear to double dip Eclipse. At least not for the damage vulnerability, which is what you asked about. How about the direct damage on this? Let's see. Damage 131, 197 for the first two hits. That's all I care about. 131, 197. Oh. That wasn't supposed to happen. Alright. 131, 197. I have no thoughts on it, Space Cadet. 131, 197. Eclipse up. Sea Snares, 131, 197. Cool, no effect whatsoever. That's fine. Alright. How does Eclipse interact with weapons that increase damage with increased magazine size, like Javelock and Blink's Old Fire? They can go do one. Those are very niche items, and I'm going to ignore that you just asked that question for my own sanity. You can test that yourself. See, when Zom pitches something to me, Zom is pitching something where Zom has tried it out and gone, oh wait, this is something weird. Ken, can you have a look at this? And I look at it, and indeed, there is something weird going on. You're now just suggesting something because it sounds funny. So no, you can go and find out first, and if there is something worth reporting, bring it to me, like a nice person in a community, and I can collate it all together and share the news with the entire group. That's how it works. That's how it works. We don't just test random things because you feel funny about it. If you want to do that, 5,000 bits per person, and it has to come from you, not Mirrorlabe. Just to be clear on that, Mirrorlabe cannot bankroll you. Do I want to test the breach surge damage of Eclipse versus Raw? I'm also ready to test. I know that Eclipse does benefit the Orb Strikes. Does it double dip? I don't think it does. Preempted. At this point, it's necessary. Does Eclipse and Raw stack additively, multiplicatively with bonuses like Arcane Arachne, specifically when applied to abilities coded as weapons such as Reach Search and Final Stand? Arcane Arachne can go do one. Yeah. Arcane Arachne can just die. DE, why do you make this game so complicated? We shouldn't need to be asking these questions, quite frankly. We should just know what works. We should be able to read the ability, and when it says damage increase, we know which damage it is increasing. We should know it. Won't be the fun in that? The fun would be able to make builds and play the game, not constantly go, DE, are you going to let me have my fun today? Tea time. Cheers. It's out. That's it. It's gone. I'm out of tea. I hate Eclipse, and I hate all of these interactions, and I hate that they can't just have one working ability. I would give up Exotic Contagion double dipping and Glaive double dipping in favour of being able to read an ability and know what works. Of reading a mod and knowing what works. I mean, can any of you honestly tell me that it is okay that on this weapon right here, do I even equip it? Apparently not. Not normally anyway. But is it okay for this weapon this mod on this weapon right here, is it okay for this mod to work in 3 different ways on the same weapon? Is that okay? It is additive when you are using the normal firing mode. It is multiplicative when you are using the Incarnate firing mode on a direct hit, and it doesn't apply at all on the Incarnate mode when it does an AoE explosion in the same direct hit. Is it okay to anyone here that this mod, with no wording about it, works in 3 different ways on the same weapon in the same mission? And then when you add in that means with Eclipse involved, Eclipse will ignore this mod when it is on AoE damage because this mod is not going to be active. When you are doing the direct hit from the Incarnate projectile, Eclipse will multiply with the damage bonus from this mod. And then when you are using the normal mode to charge up your headshots or get damage in otherwise, Eclipse is going to add to this mod for some reason. Add to it. The 3 different forms of both like 3 different weapons. It's the same weapon, Moon. It's the same mod. We can't say it's like 3 different weapons. It's the same. This way we keep YouTubers in business and psychiatrists. There's no value in this. I just want to rage for 10 minutes and put that into a video. That's what I want to do. Anyway, right. Performative rage aside. D, what the fuck? You'd watch that video? Yeah, that's... no. Just a full-blown 10-minute scream fest. Maybe that'll be April Fool's next year, if D still haven't done something about this. 2 of the differences on the same projectile? Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. D said they fixed rage. The rage certainly generates energy, doesn't it? Giant tooltip every time you log in reminding you each gun CO interaction. I'd rather they just fixed it. Genuinely, I'd rather they just fixed it. Just one way of working. If they need to make an exclusion for AoE weapons, and at this point, really, do they? But if they need to make an exclusion for AoE weapons, write it on the mod. None of this random additive, multiplicative, all over the place BS. None of this, sometimes it applies here, sometimes it applies there. Do you know which one it is? Course you don't. Here's a point. Eclipse is additive to Condition Overload. Condition Overload does not buff glaive explosion damage. Eclipse double dips glaive explosions. What? I'm just reprocessing that one for a moment. On the same on the same weapon interaction, a mod gets weaker and a buff gets stronger for the same reason. As I'm saying, main upside I can think of is that it kind of improves build variety, COB and buggy. Only insofar as it gives us different ways to hit maximum damage, which is not really great. They can have different mods for different effects if they really want to go that route. It's fine having different mods. You know, they've done that all through this game. It's a mod-based game. We can have more mods. It's fine. Get so stressed with Eclipse. It took a solid 10 minutes for the Eclipse and glaive interaction to fully set in. Is Eclipse going to be the next Varuna? Eclipse needs to be the... I don't even know at this point. Eclipse needs to be the next Inaros. Just rework the fucker. I think they already did the tap hold rework, didn't they? But if anything, the tap hold rework just highlights how much worse this was before. This is why I have always hated Eclipse. Remember, historically, it didn't tell you on the UI what bonus you were actually getting. It lied on the UI, only showing you the max bonus when it wasn't even doing that. It was based on the light level you were in, which didn't really match up with the environment apparent lighting around you, and changing your lighting settings. Your graphic settings changed the bonus you could get on Eclipse in the past. Which is ridiculous, and this is in addition to the fact that it is additive with Galvanized Shot, Galvanized Aptitude, and Condition Overload when it feels like it, and it double dips on an Exodia Contagion, and it double dips on Thrown Glaives. How is one ability so utterly janky? How? It's one ability. When you consider all of the abilities out there, all of the little bits here and there. Eclipse should never have been Mirages. It should have been on Urani from the start, because Urani is about the next jankiest thing out there with bloody Merlina. This is incredible. Does this mean that Raw wins? For being a sane ability where it just gives you a damage buff. The double dips like other faction modifiers on status? Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah. It's an illusion, of course, it's inconsistent. Dom, I hate you. That's fine. Tim Richard, I'm going to refund you the points because I haven't activated your Yo DJ and it's not going to happen in time now, so I'm going to send you the points back. I'm going to get out one final notepad. Okay? Just one last notepad to wrap this all up. And this is a very important notepad. You'll all understand. I think that's about right. Yeah. So, if you haven't already, grab yourself a raffle ticket. We're going to do the draw for the Platinum giveaway in just a moment. If you haven't already grabbed a ticket, of course, grab yourself a ticket, exclamation mark ticket. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. Doesn't matter if you're a follower. Doesn't matter if you like Eclipse or want it to burn in hell. Anyone can win. Give you all a moment on that. Beautiful notepad. Thank you. Eclipse is so nice. Eclipse is a mess. Eclipse is an absolute mess. It is just pain. Awesome person saying, I'm seeing weird stuff with secondary shiver. Awesome person, can you DM me that on Discord so I can look at it when I've had a night's sleep? Because if I look at it tonight, I might just walk into the ocean and never come back. Eclipse is prime bane of Kengineer. That is true, yes. That is the most apt description so far. Shiver replies exactly like condition overload, including being multi. Some kind of ran out of information on that one. Is Eclipse on Mirage fine though compared to Helmet? Oh yeah. Well, define fine. Fine. Very powerful. You don't want to subsume it off. It gets the work done. But all of this hell still exists. It is better than Raw on Mirage, yes. You only put Raw on Mirage if you very explicitly know the one interaction that matters on it. Which I think is just Explosive Legerdemain. And that's it. Frankly, it's just not worth it at that point. It's Grace and Mirage, just don't look at the mouth. Yeah. Just go do 500 million damage to a Butcher and feel good about yourself. You're done. At that point, just... You're done. It's okay. You don't need to get it any stronger. You've won Warframe at that point. Go home. Goddamn. Goddamn. Let's hit damage cap on Ken. Yeah. Alright, if you ain't grabbed a ticket yet, you didn't want one. Closing the giveaway. Let's draw a winner. The winner today is... Gerioni. Is that Gerioni or Gerioni? I don't know. Are we pronouncing G like giveaway or G like giraffe? In any case, Gerioni, congratulations, you are the winner today of the Platinum giveaway. I'll be contacting you shortly after stream to get hold of your Warframe username, platform, and cross-save status. Get that Platinum sent on over to you there. Congratulations. It says the man who achieved 400 million of Eclipse today. Yeah, it hurts. Slaps. It slaps the enemies, it slaps me. Like that, but hard. Harder. I won't slap harder because you guys might get too happy about it. If he has to bot, it's probably Terioni. Yeah, Mr. Teriyaki, congratulations. Your source has come through. In any case, slap happy even. Let's not do happy slapping. You know, that's an ancient. I think possibly only British thing, and let's just not bring that back. Let's just not. Anyway. Shall we have a look who we can raid today? Is there someone I want to raid, or am I just going to end the stream in agony and let you guys live your own lives? Who's raidable? Who is broadcasting and raidable? Let's have a ganders here, shall we? VTubers, VPTubers, all of them again. I'm not surprised anymore. Roadblock's live. We can go Roadblock. Let's make sure he's not about to end stream or something. You weird, but just not in that way? No, you won't win. Yeah, we'll go Roadblock. We're going to Roadblock. Chat, I ask that you kindly do not try to hurt Roadblock by explaining what we've looked into today, okay? It isn't real. Roadblock doesn't need to know about it. We're just going to go raid, and you're going to go have a fun time joining in a stream which is not filled with all of this math. Okay? Be on your absolute best behaviour, chap. Anyway, that is all from me today. It has been an absolute... It's been a stream. I'll catch you in the next one when I am less dead. Bye-bye.